The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey!
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this big journalism Thursday, May 30th, 2024. This program starts now.
Sports!
In journalism are like love and marriage, love and marriage. Go together like a horse and carriage. This, I tell you, nerds. We got a bunch of journalism happening today. So many journalists stopping by. Now, it'll be their first time ever on our show because we don't talk to stupid journalists ever. Charania will be joining us in about 10 minutes or so. Passan will join us in about 40 minutes or so. Mike Greenberg, who's in 2 Hall of Fames, I believe, in the journalism world, I think. Right. He'll be joining us for the first time ever in the second hour to start that thing off. And then we might have a surprise guest or two, but we do know in the third hour on ESPN Plus, YouTube, and TikTok, Stu will be joining us.
Okay.
Breanna Stewart of the New York Liberty. Now, obviously, I was not familiar with her game before I saw her take on the Indiana Fever in Caitlin Clark's home debut here at the Painbridge Fieldhouse here in Indiana. And I'll tell you what, there was one person that was running around on that court that was certainly impressive, and it was that one, 4-time national champion in college, 2-time champ, and then a lady who just dominates everything. And she has announced that she's a part of the ownership group of a new women's 3-on-3 league called Unrivaled that'll be averaging about $240,000 a year salary. The average WNBA salary, $120,000. So Stu not only a GOAT on the court, but definitely in the business world and in the, hey, let's build the game world.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. Can't wait to talk to her. We'll also be talking to Charania, who broke the news about that in a matter of moments. Last night, the NHL had quite a buzzer.
Whoa, yeah.
The Dallas Stars going to Edmonton, Canada. Now, I didn't know where the hell Edmonton was just about a week or two ago. But then I found it on a map. It's way up there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's far up there. I don't know how long the flight would be from here, but it looked like a distance that I'm not willing to travel in the middle of a weekday.
Right.
Okay, that's what it felt. But it looks like an electrifying time. The Edmonton Oilers, throughout this entire series, have been dominant in the first period, and then they kind of fall off. The Texas hockey squad, the team that hasn't won since 1999, is the second and third period dominant team. Well, last night, flipped the script on its head. Dallas Stars go into Edmonton, into the rowdy crowd, and they go up 2-0. So much so that Connor and I are actually watching along. We're going, oh, Gump, look at this.
How about
Look
it?
at this.
Go, Gump.
The Dallas Stars are dominating early. Myself, Connor, and the entire world goes, congrats to the Dallas Stars, flipping the script on its head, starting out hot when normally they've been cold as
Shit.
Edmonton ice.
There it is.
But boy, as soon as this tweet was sent by me, and then a matter of moments after the tweet was sent by Connor, the Edmonton Oilers will go on and score 5 straight. They end up dominating the Dallas Stars, who crumble in Edmonton. And you would think that maybe the home ice advantage is why the team crumbled. That is certainly a potential outcome. But also, McDavid had a couple assists, including one where he banked it off Otter's pad.
Unreal.
On purpose. That move right there, if you're new to hockey, right here, off the pad, that's on purpose, because he has to do that. If he doesn't do it, it's a goal. Okay, so it's either a goal or it's going to be a bank pass perfectly to teammate who's going to score a goal. Absolutely filthy. And now we have a 2-2 series in the West.
Okay.
And a 2-2 series in the East.
Here we
There's
go.
4 teams left. They all have an equal opportunity to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, and hockey is buzzing. Congrats to the NHL.
Let's go.
And congrats to Edmonton kind of answering the problem that they have had throughout the beginning of this series, which is not being able to finish games. They certainly finished and buried the Dallas Stars last night. One half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys. Bubba Gumpino, obviously a massive Dallas Stars fan. I know he was certainly bopping his meat early in the game last night. Because of what the Dallas Stars do. How do we recover from this? Is this just standard playoff game in Edmonton? Things like this are going to happen, or are you a little bit worried about the boys maybe not being able to buzz for 3 periods anymore?
I think we will bounce back, but we need Tanev. Tanev went down hurt, did not return. We got him at the trade deadline. He kind of changed everything for us. He is massive. We need him to win this series and the Stanley Cup, if possible.
How do you feel about McDavid saying, hey, Otter, you're going to help me out here? How do you feel about that entire series of events right there?
Didn't love it. The first goal was Otter would usually just catch that. It was a bad rebound, and we had the chance to go up 3-0. Skinner made a big save there as well.
I loved watching Otter. Just use his stick.
That was cool.
He said, love the way I do it. Do it with no hands. Put that thing down behind him. Made a big-time save here on McDavid, sorry. He was going to bank that in off the post. Instead, his stick with no hands on it says, you know what, I got you, Otter. You've done enough for me, got me to the big dance. Let me go ahead and help you out. Utilizing physics and geometry to go ahead and keep that thing out. That's a smart play. Saw King Henry in the intermission, goaltender formerly for New York. And did he play anywhere else?
I think just the Rangers.
At the end of his career, he went to Washington, but had issues with his heart, had to have surgery.
Incredibly handsome. Incredibly handsome,
very
legendary
handsome.
goalie, obviously.
Baby blues.
He said that at his hockey camps, he does teach the goalies, like, hey, if you're going to lose your stick, having it at an angle and maybe save is smart. And everybody then said, shut up. You didn't do that. Well, and Otter obviously went to the King Henry camp, and hockey is buzzing. We're excited about it. We got a game tonight. We got some basketball tonight. We got good things to chit-chat about. The Talks table is here. At Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Comments, sweet hat.
Thank you very much. I got it at the Bruins game when I was home in Massachusetts.
Did they win?
No, they didn't, and that's why I haven't worn it. And that's why when I was watching the game
you were there, they lost.
I was there, they lost, just like D-Butch. But I was... looking at the hat last night before going to bed after watching that incredible game, and I said, damn, I miss hockey so much. So I figured, you know what? Even though they lost, I'm still proud to be a Bruins fan. I can still wear the hat, even though, currently they are losers, technically, in the grand scheme of things.
And the man on the moon, is that what we got going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've just been kind of reaching in, grabbing something off a hanger, and this was the one that I grabbed last night. And I said, it kind of makes sense with the Bruins hat because they are sleeping. They aren't playing hockey right now. There aren't pucks on ice in Boston land. But still,
cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. On your shirt, it looks like a man is the moon. Looks good, dude.
Hey, thank you.
Kind of spooky. It looks like an October shirt.
Oh, really? Okay, so I have a purple one with wolves that I kind of have slated as my standard October shirt.
Okay, I love that. One half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys town. Diggs is here looking sweet. Obviously infatuated by the shirt as well. It looks like you were in a bit of a trance. If you look at the odds right now for the NHL Stanley Cup, Dallas loses last night. Still have pretty good odds to win this entire thing. Are you betting on this? Are you sprinkling a little bit? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, Panthers and Stars still the favorites. I'm not. I have developed a fandom for one team. This postseason, I just love the way that they play, and that's the Florida Panthers. That's where my money lies, and that's where my heart lies.
And they're the odds-on favorite, so I mean, pretty easy pick for somebody.
They are the odds-on favorite at that certain book. Some books have the Panthers and Stars with the exact same odds. And that's the final that I want to see because I love the way the Dallas Stars play too. Both of those teams have a lot of sandpaper grit and jam, and that's how I like my hockey to be played. Edmonton Oilers, New York Rangers, that's all flash, okay? That's a flash in the pan if you're going to ask me. So the teams at the top right there, that's who I'd like to see in the finals, especially for my good friend Bubba Gumpino over there.
Yeah, but you'd be pulling against him hard.
So it sounds
not to his face, not publicly.
Yes,
not on this
just
show.
behind
Just
because hand in your pocket.
Because he actually cares. And when I'm rooting for sports and someone around me actually cares, I don't like to do that to them because if they did that to me, I'd be pissed.
Well, D-Bud actually cares though too. That's a double-edged
Gumpy cares. I think D-Bud does actually care, but Gumpy cares a little bit more.
Yeah, well, it sounds like maybe there's something else to that, isn't it? Doesn't it sound like?
Sounds like there's something going on. What's going on over there?
NHL tonight, Diggs' Panthers against the Rangers. That will be at 8 o'clock on ESPN. And then the NBA tonight, 8:30 Mavericks at Timberwolves. Obviously, that series is at 3-1. Everybody's waiting for the Dallas Mavericks to put that away. But is Ant-Man and Cat going to just go down quietly? I don't think they're going to. We shall see. Obviously, Luka and Kyrie on the left side of the screen is supposed to be the duo that is going to be taking on the right side of the screen, which is Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns, who's supposed to be on the right side there. That is a duo. This is a tag team matchup.
It is. Big time.
That is what it is. Rudy Gobert is obviously in there. And there's other stars playing for the Mavs, but we got a duo versus duo battle. Who's going to show up? Luka and Kyrie has seemingly shown up every single game. Ant-Man and Cat showed up in one game, game 4 together. And it's like, will that continue to be the case? Will this roll on? Or do we have forever to wait until the NBA finals start because of TV scheduling, which is not till June 6th?
A week from today.
Okay, so we got...
Oh, boy.
Full week.
We need this one to...
Carry on.
Yeah. Maybe get some legs and go here.
And carry on.
And carry on.
Joining us right now is a man who knows more about basketball than we do. Senior NBA insider at the Stadium, The Athletic, FanDuel TV, and also on his burner, NBA Central.
That's right.
Shams Charania.
Yeah.
We know it.
Pat, I saw this song that you guys dropped. Was that Ty and BC? Are they dropping bangers like Not Like Us? Is that what's going on right now?
I don't know which one. We sang 2 songs to start the show already. A little bit of sing-along season here in the off-season. Things get a little bit loose. Shams, if you want to get on a track, we would love it. You start singing. We'll just kind of.
Yep.
Now the floor is yours.
I can sing.
I'm sure.
I'm not going to sing right now, but we can. We got to hold off on that. We have to sell it the right way. But I'm gonna hype myself. I think I can sing. So we
sell the hell out of it. Don't you worry about the selling. We'll chop screw this thing like what DJ screwed down here. We will make this thing, go. We will certainly. We'll put a mixtape out, maybe remixes. We'll send it out to some DJ. We'll sell the hell out of this. All you gotta do is just sing right now. Now's the time to sell it, Shams. Now's the worldwide leader.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Do it, Sean.
We're in every airport, every restaurant right now.
I can sing just a little bit.
Ooh, I heard that.
Yeah. I got a little falsetto now, Pat. I'm holding out on you guys, but I got a little falsetto.
Oh, we thought baritone. Look at you.
I thought it was more of a bass.
Yeah, a little bit down there. Yeah. Like a nice bluesy. Like smoke 1,000 cigs.
Right.
Hit a microphone. Yep. Yeah, like that's what we think whenever we look at you, Shams.
No. I've got a falsetto. I'm more on the soft side. We're romantics on this side, Pat. I see how you are. I see you all with the kiddo, with the wifey. I'm trying to follow your path now. Right?
We see you caking on TV all the time. On the internet, actually, we see you caking literally every single time.
We see your likes too, Shams. They're pretty testy, my brother.
Whoa, I didn't know. Oh, no, okay.
I'm just screwing with Sean.
Okay, Sean Charania. Let's talk Sean Charania. Okay, so you made the announcement this morning, obviously a big one, and we all heard of Ice Cube and the Big Three making an offer for Caitlin Clark that was supposed to be multiple millions, and it was however many X, whatever her rookie salary was going to be for the WNBA. So people like us were like, she has to consider it. She has to consider it with the amount of money that's available for how short her potential career can be in the grand scheme of her entire life. And maybe this will open more avenues for more money for women's basketball. And then everybody that basically knew Caitlin Clark and knew women's basketball came back and like, she wants to grow the league. It's a much bigger mission than just herself. And I think she's learned that from the OGs around the WNBA. And one of them is Goat, who'll be joining the show. B-Stu, she was a part of the announcement. They're creating their own Big Three and ownership from the players. And when is this going to happen? It's going to happen in football season. How far along are we here? And this is brilliant, genius, and I love everything about it, especially with what was being reported of the average salary and what that was going to be. How does this work? What is the expectation? How long has this been in the works? Sean, the floor is yours. Don't have to sing it either.
This has been in the works for a while, and the one difference between this and the Big Three and really other league opportunities that are out there is that this is an American league in the United States. It'll be played in Miami. They already have a facility of 1,000 fans, LED system. It's going to be a pretty big-time facility, arena that they already have for this Unrivaled league. And the part is they can play in the States, they can play in Miami, and it's going to happen not during the summertime. We know in the summer is the WNBA season, which is going to start pretty soon here in the calendar. This will be played in the wintertime. The first season will start January 2025. And like you said right there, Breanna Stewart, her and Nafisa Collier, who plays for the Minnesota Lynx, they're both co-founders of this league. So 2 WNBA stars, all-star caliber players, best in the WNBA, and 2 moms as well. Two two women that understand kind of what women have to deal with, having to go play abroad to make more money additionally to support their families and their livelihoods, along with that WNBA salary. The average WNBA salary, Pat, is $120,000. I'm told this salary is going to be significantly higher, double the average salary in this league. And you think about the Supermax contract that we see in the WNBA right now, it's about $241,000. I'm told that the top players in this Unrivaled league will be significantly more, could be double that amount. This league has a big array of Rolodex of investors that are involved now.
Who?
Carmelo Anthony, to name one. Steve Nash, Alex Morgan, the soccer star, just off the top of my head here. But I think the fact that this runs opposite of the WNBA season, it's another option for these women to play in come winter time. And so you have your WNBA salary for some of these players, along with this significantly elevated numbers that they're giving these players. And this sets a record, the highest average salary in women's professional sports history. And that is a key mark. And I am curious, how does this affect the WNBA salaries moving forward? How does this affect other leagues that are trying to replicate something like this? We still don't know who the players will be. There's going to be at least the first 30 signings of this league. I'm told there's already a few WNBA All-Stars finalizing deals with the league. We'll get some of those names soon. And those salaries will be significant when you think about what the WNBA is paying right now to these players. But when you get all of these players together, the first 30 also get equity in the league. So depending on how big the league goes, I'm not sure if, let's say, player 32, 33, let's say there's a superstar player that joins the mix at 40. Like, do they still get equity? I'm not quite sure yet, but definitely at least the first 30 will. And it's a 3-on-3 league. They're going to play full court. It's a shortened court, kind of more widespread, allows a lot more of a potentially fun game. And this is going to be all-stars filling this league. This is not going to be any end-of-bench, I think, players. This is going to be the best of the best that this league is trying to put forth.
Okay, so I love everything about it. Congratulations to the league creating and the records and the money being broken. And there's obviously a lot of follow-up. So with that much money being paid, you would obviously assume, how many weekends would it be? How many games would it be? And are we certainly going to come to a point where people are going to play 6-7 years in WNBA, maybe get their legacy established in WNBA, and then wait, I only have to work in the winter, and I'm getting paid 3x what the W is paid? I think there's a chance that the W a part of this or not at all?
As of right now, the W is not a part of this. It's going to be looking at least a couple games a week for this league that starts in January. And they're still trying to figure out exactly who's going to be able to stream this game, where will it air, how will it stream, all those details still that they're trying to figure out. Of course, January is still a little bit of time away. Now it's about signing the right players, getting the right players in the mix. So in a way, the WNBA is involved, right? Like the best players in this league and the players that founded this league, Breanna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, they are WNBA All-Stars. They are big parts of the WNBA. And so this entire league will be spearheaded by WNBA players that are trying to forge their own path, trying to find their own path in terms of having another pathway of getting salary, getting money, and in a way where you're not being forced to go abroad to earn your living and earn an additional living along with the WNBA salaries.
I love the ownership. Is there going to be a 4-point shot and everything like that? Are they taking anything from the big three? Because that's only half court, obviously. They're doing full court. Will they all be played? You said in Miami, they'll all play there. That is where it'll just be hubbed pretty much. So they're living in Miami during the winter, getting paid 3x what they're getting paid.
I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, living in Miami in January for some of these, actually for a lot of people in the world, in the United States of America especially. I'm in Chicago. You guys are in Indy. You guys know how it gets from here.
Yeah, bingo. That's what I'm just thinking about. Let's think about Beast too. So she has ownership in the league. She's living in Miami potentially for 2 months, whatever it is. And she's getting paid significantly more than another league. The W is going to have to figure out a way to be a part of that.
Yes.
Or there's a chance, it's just natural. And the reason why I think about that is I think I'm coming from an athlete's perspective. I'm not saying I'm an athlete, but I got a chance to know a lot of guys that were professional athletes. And it's like, where's the money? Where's the money? And then also happiness and gig and free time and what the W is. I mean,
significantly smaller workload.
The workload.
But they don't have to choose, right? They could do both.
Certainly. But I'm just saying what's going to happen is.
Like you said, people like Beastu, like her legacy in the W is already established. So why would you not be like, all right, I'm going to play 2 more seasons, then I'm just going to do the Miami thing
I'm going to do the Miami
for the next 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like it becomes a desirable alternative to the WNBA, and that's
definitely desirable. Definitely desirable. I will say the WNBA, it's a platform, right? And we're starting to see changes, chartered flights. We're seeing a lot of changes. I think the WNBA is going to continue to make changes. I think it's only going to elevate itself. And we see players like Caitlin Clark. They're invested in the WNBA's future. They want the WNBA to succeed. And overall, this is a league that's, what are we, 25 years into this league?
My God.
And overall.
Think of Shams, you're talking about, imagine if somebody in there is just like a revolutionary spirit. Okay, just they have that. Mm-hmm. They have a revolutionary spirit. They go, hey, if we only play and we're all the best players in this particular league.
This is the league now.
Then what? That's what I'm saying. Is that's not inevitable? I guess I should not just think like that.
I mean, you're right, but I do think these players are invested in the WNBA, and I think they have a level of equity that they've built in the league. Yeah, I mean, this is all subject to for nows, right? In terms of if this league takes off and it gets a life of its own and it's looked at as a much better alternative, paying a lot more money, for sure. I mean, maybe one day. I'd never say never. I just know that these players, you think about Caitlin Clark, right? The amount of deals that she has off the court, like, kudos to her, everyone around her camp. Everyone talks about the WNBA salaries, but it is a platform that she's on. And also the ability to earn significantly more money. It is more money that she would have been able to earn in NIL money. Like, there was this talk, what if she just stays another year at Iowa? Like, you're making significantly more money being able to sign actual deals, not NIL deals, signing the Nike deal that she's going to be on. That's a deal that's worth well over $20 million over multiple years. And so that's not the only deal she has. I believe Wilson just came out with something with her. So she's got a ton of deals, and a lot of these players are finding these additional brands and these additional outlets to make money. And a lot of it is based on the platform they built for themselves.
We're going to talk to Beastu in the third hour, but my head is just rolling about, we got all those endorsements. We got the best league.
Mm-hmm. She's the one to ask if she's trying to take over the WNBA. She would know.
Yeah, and also, like, if I assume Caitlin's going to be one of the first 30 that's going to get ownership in there.
For sure.
Now, she should be able to negotiate. Hopefully her people, great business people. I hope they do it right. They seemingly are. Seemingly are doing everything.
Friend of the program.
She's been on one time. Yeah, it was. She was great. She offered. I think she's going to want to come back on. We'll see if we can get to her.
Maybe.
We will see if that is possible in this entire thing. All good. She got to, figure it out right now with the fever. She's certainly doing that. About to have 40 probably in the next week and a half, if we had to guess. But if she gets in there, she negotiates her own deal, and then like Angel Reese gets in there.
Yeah.
Right. And then
these next ones,
stars that come in,
Paige Buckets, and
they're like, And then if Beastu.
Yeah, are all these teams owned already? Or
you're paying me 10x of what they're paying me in the W?
Dude, and I live in Miami. We'll do the Olympics too, because there's no.
You guys are kind of convincing me. You guys are kind of convincing me. Right?
Yes, that's what I'm just thinking.
Yeah, Sean.
I'm just thinking like naturally, and I assume like
you guys are convincing me. But this is an alternative. But what if the WNBA also increases their pay and they get to this level?
Yes, certainly.
And then you're looking at these players that have 2 major streams of income,
which we
that can then some of the players could end up making $1 million, $2 million potentially, like down the line, if all these numbers continue to inflate. So I think I see the bigger picture. I don't know if it's taking over everything. I do think it's creating change, creating a difference, and making whether it's the WNBA or other leagues think twice as far as, hey, if there's this league, Unrivaled, that's paying double what we're paying, that's paying triple, 4 times, 5 times how much we're playing, even our top players, maybe we have to reevaluate that.
Well, and the first sellout for that Connecticut Sun team in 20 years at home.
2003, yeah.
So it's not like they've had a long time to build up that brand.
Yeah. Have they sold it out since that first game either?
They should, because they got some players on that.
That's good squad.
Good ball team.
That's what I'm saying. They should certainly do that. It's like, business-wise, how far ahead is the W versus this league that hasn't even started yet? It's going to have to be a good content. It's going to have to get good numbers. Somebody's going to pay an enormous amount of money because live sports are certainly in right now, especially with the backing of the people that you mentioned. Is there any... I don't even want to get into it. Any VCs behind it? Do you know that information or anything like that? Because they have direct ties to most networks. And then if it gets like good numbers, then their platform is just as big as the WNBA platform is. And all of a sudden now you're talking All right, we're pulling
Yeah,
for
I don't know.
We're pulling. We love
I
it.
don't know about
And that's why we love it.
Why we love him.
John Skipper's involved. So there's a couple people here with TV ties with different entities. Obviously, their goal
Skipper's
is
able to get deals done with nothing.
on air.
That guy, he is a wheeler and a dealer. I assume he will get it all figured out onto every platform, maybe, even if they don't play games.
Yep.
That'll be something that'll be really impressive. All right, let's move to some NBA chitter-chatter. We appreciate you for joining us, Shams. The Talks at Tables, Boston Connor has a question.
Yeah, Shams, obviously Ty Lue got a deal done with the Clippers, even though there was some talk about him maybe going elsewhere. How did that happen? Were there any thoughts or deals or offers from other teams, a la the Lakers possibly, for Ty Lue to reunite with LeBron? And also, now that Ty Lue's there, does that mean Paul George, all those guys are going to end up staying, and all the talk about Paul George being traded to the Lakers or something, that's all going to, kind of fall to the wayside?
So Ty Lue was in the last year of his contract, and if he was ever to get available, yes, the Lakers, he would have been at the top of their list. They would have went at him hard. But this was the big thing for the Clippers, is bringing back Ty Lue. That was important. They already have Kawhi Leonard in the full 3 years, $150 million. He signed that extension before the end of the regular season. So now it was about, we got to keep Ty Lue. We have to keep Paul George. We have to keep James Harden. And they're going into a new arena, the Intuit Dome in LA. That's Steve Ballmer's baby. He's put a lot into it, a lot of money, a lot of sweat equity. That's his thing. And he moved it to Inglewood. That's the new arena that they're going to play in. They're separating themselves from Crypto.com/Staples Center. And so for the Clippers, it was about bringing Ty Lue back, and it was paying him among the top 3 to 5 coaches in the NBA. So 5 years, almost $70 million in an extension for him. That'll keep him under contract through 2029, 2030. And he's now among the top 5 paid coaches. You think about Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Monty Williams. He's right there in that mix as far as around $14 million a year. And now their goal is to bring back Paul George and James Harden. But Paul George, this is someone that obviously as of right now, it seems he's going to test free agency. And whether it's a maximum contract or just shy of a maximum contract, that's really what he's looking at. And right now, the Clippers, they gave Kawhi Leonard about $9 million, less than his max contract. And they had no intention of going above that for Paul George during the regular season. We'll see if that changes. Like, this is all a game of leverage. Free agents can start talking to teams starting June 30th. And Paul George is extension eligible now. So his camp, the Clippers, I'm sure, have continued to go back and forth and trying to figure out a deal. James Harden, who was arguably the Clippers' best player in the playoffs, he's someone that they want to keep as well. And he's going to have to wait probably and see what happens with Paul George's future. But Ty Lue getting done, that was a big domino in all this. And now that he's in the mix, they're not trying to go into that new arena with just Ty Lue and Kawhi Leonard, who we've seen he's missed significant time over the last 3 postseasons. It's unfortunate. He's one of the best players when he's healthy. But 2021, he has a torn ACL. 2022, he doesn't play. In 2023, he has a meniscus tear. And this year, he had inflammation in his knee, which has been twice surgically repaired. And so this is obviously a concern for the Clippers, for Kawhi Leonard. And now they have to see if they can keep Paul George and James Harden.
Got to get it drained like Ed Monix. You talk about the Clippers' new arena. Going to want to fill that place up, obviously. The amount of money he spent on piping in that place.
That's right.
Wow.
The amount of toilets that are in that place. The amount of piping in L.A., I couldn't even imagine. And now his whole teams, potentially.
You're not even allowed to use water in LA.
What's that? No, Fiji water, you're not allowed.
No.
But I was chugging a Fiji water this morning, Shams. And as that happened, I read a tweet that said, "Oh, you're drinking something that's going to attack your brain." What? They've been recalled. Fiji waters have been recalled. Did you know that?
I had no idea. There's a lot I don't know about that. I'm in my little bubble over here, just knocking out NBA stuff. That I did not know that. What are they being recalled for? How do you recall water?
This is from yesterday. This is my bottle from yesterday.
November and on.
Yeah.
So make sure that thing doesn't say November.
Yeah, no, here it is.
Oh, wow.
1.9 million bottles of Fiji water recalled after testing finds high levels of manganese, which can cause brain damage. Great. I already do enough. You know what I mean? And I don't need water.
Oh, my God. I get Fiji water every time I'm at the airport.
Every time?
Am I dealing with brain damage right now?
Manganese. A lot of people don't know about that.
What, manganese?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that video run this morning.
We're good.
Water bottles are good.
Prayers up for everyone that's ever had Fiji water in their life before.
Bingo. And when you drink it, you think to yourself, damn, I want to go to Fiji.
Fiji sounds sweet.
If this is this shit that they got in bottles, I couldn't even imagine what the entire place was.
Magnificent.
And now manganese is what
Oh, damn.
it's post-November is the
It was 4 or 5 dates in November in 2023. If they're bottled, it's bottled in November, just don't drink.
And it was just from the 24-pack 500 milliliter bottles.
500 milliliter. What's that?
That's the ones we're drinking out of.
Yeah.
I might have to move to Dasani or Kirkland. What other
Not
water?
Dasani.
Not Dasani? All right.
I don't mind Dasani. Aquafina, I don't like the
Aquafina
taste.
is trash.
Well, people love Aquafina. There's people that enjoy Aquafina.
Those people stink.
You know, the
How about refrigerated filtered water?
Great, delicious.
No branding?
Yeah, it's
Love it.
awesome. Love it.
who has the time, though? I mean, I need to buy it. Who has the time? Smart water?
Smart water.
The light bulb?
I drink my water with a fork. That's what I do. I
Nice.
drink my water
Smart.
with a fork.
That
I
makes
put it
sense.
in the cups, and I that's how I drink my
I like
water.
that.
Takes 8 hours.
Shams, I just learned what virgins do with water. That's awesome.
Yep.
I am so happy. I am so happy to hear that. Shams, I love you, dude. I do. This water's not bad here.
That's the
This life water.
The
We
life
are
waters.
we are sampling
Life
all the
water
water. Yeah.
My water is legit.
The essential water.
essential water.
Essential water is
the
a real
go-to.
deal as
Yeah.
well.
Life
Yeah.
is
High
nice.
pH.
What was that one that had the Voss? Oh my
Oh,
God!
Voss.
I used to be able to do Voss bottle tricks. I was the cock
They
of
have
the
those
walk.
glass bottles.
Yeah.
That's legit.
And then you
That's
could,
legit.
if you had the right touch, you
yeah.
could literally just flip that thing up and it would cock
Yeah.
sideways
Yep.
for you. You just take it off and then putting it back on.
Yep.
Same thing.
What you would look so cool. And you do the little bottle flip like you're in cocktail or
Yep.
whatever.
Back pocket.
Boom, and we're out of there.
You're
Holster
the
it.
man.
Voss water won me like 4 to 5 moments in situations around people I didn't know. Let me go ahead and crack this son of a bitch open.
Yeah.
Bang. Out of the gas station. I know. What
Jesus
the fuck was that?
Christ, that guy is cool.
Is that a magician that just walked?
Yeah.
I felt so sweet. Anyway,
Didn't even have to pay for it.
it was after I paid for it. No, I'm not going to steal anything. Jeez.
Come on.
Sean, what are you doing?
What's going on in Chicago?
Kleptomania, Sean.
Check his pockets.
Was Sean Charania, I think, not Shams. Ty has a question for you. We'll stay in L.A.
Yeah, Shams, when is the J.J. Redick decision going to be finalized? It seems like, I know, hey, he's still calling games, and the Lakers are flying people in for interviews and stuff like that, and LeBron's not involved in the decision whatsoever. But I feel like this is definitely a part of him staying. Like, has he been updated on this situation? Are they letting him know, hey, this is probably when we're going to make a decision? Because it seems like right now, like, J.J. Redick is going to be the Lakers' next head coach, and they're kind of just playing musical chairs until they can actually make an announcement when the finals are over.
Yeah, the Lakers search has been going on for almost a month now. Next week will mark 4 weeks, and they've had multiple interviews with candidates. James Vrabel was in Los Angeles this week. He met with the Lakers, met with the ownership yesterday, from what I'm told. And they could potentially, keep this going and interview other candidates over the next couple weeks. Ironically, coincidentally, that timing would match up potentially to the end of the NBA Finals. And so, when I talk to people around the league, there's obviously, you look at it, you try to connect some of these dots, and the fact that the Lakers coaching search just so happened to potentially go all the way through the NBA Finals, it's obviously something that a lot of people are skeptical of and are keeping an eye on and are wondering, does this mean that J.J. Redick is the Lakers head coach, just in terms of connecting dots? If you're trying to prolong an interview process or prolong a hire, this would obviously be one way to do it, is bring in a bunch of candidates, prolong your interview process. But listen, the Lakers say that they're going through their coaching search process. There are multiple candidates. I think at the end of the day, if there are any finalists, it's likely going to be J.J. Redick and James Borrego. James Borrego is someone Anthony Davis is fond of. And James Borrego is someone that understands that the Lakers have to continue to win with Anthony Davis at the helm. He's 31 years old. He's in the prime of his career. He's going to be a Laker as long as all the stars align. He's going to be a Laker longer than LeBron James is going to be a Laker. LeBron's got 1-2 more years at the most left in his career. Anthony Davis has a longer runway. So building an offense around AD, having a team of player development, those are all things that, from what I'm told, James Borrego has stressed to the Lakers. But I said it on the show last week. I've reported on it as well. The Lakers, they have an infatuation level with J.J. Redick as a head coach. They view him as someone that, for right now, for this team, and potentially long term, for 4, 5, 6 years down the line, that JJ Redick could be the exact type of guy, character, coach, suave, how he moves, his demeanor. He could be the guy for the next 5 to 6 years. That is their opinion. That is the way that they're operating on. And could James Brago go in there and interview and turn this dial the other way?
Probably not.
Nothing's ever off the board. But it is. I mean, Pat,
okay. So let's do the other Lakers.
Pat, if they haven't hired a coach in the NBA Finals and they're waiting for the finals to end, how would you handle a coaching search?
I would just act like I'm interviewing everybody, but really I'm interviewing nobody. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're interviewing. They're going through interviews. Like Rob Pelinka.
Yeah, we're wasting our time. Yeah, I understand.
The first stage of this interview process
gathering info
was Rob Pelinka having sit-downs with candidates for multiple hours and really trying to know the candidates, interview them, and get a sense for how they are as people. And then the next stage being more basketball-centric conversations. And we're at that stage. James Brago's the only one so far that has gone in, met with ownership. You would assume JJ Redick also goes in and meets with ownership, but
how much money do these coaches? I know Ty Lue just got a $70 million thing. How much money would JJ make if he was coach of the Lakers? Average.
Well, JJ Redick, I'm sure, is making considerable is on a considerable salary right now. So if you're making a jump to a job like the Lakers, I mean, it's going to be more than $5 million a year. Certainly.
Well, yeah, then you got
Darvin
California
Ham's
tax.
contract was around $5 million. You think about coaches and the salaries right now, the way that they're rising around the league. Any type of coach in the top 10, in the top 15 range. I mean, you're looking at anywhere from $9 million and on. And so if you add the tax on being the Lakers coach, living in LA, also giving up a pretty financially stable media job, I mean, you're looking at north of $5 million. Now, where that lands, it's too early to say that yet. I don't have an idea.
You just said top 15 coaches are making $9 million plus. I would assume that's where JJ is starting this entire thing. Yeah. You know, I would assume. I'm not.
That's where the market is headed. That's where the market is headed. There's still coaches right now that are still, you know, if you are like top 12, top 13 coach, you still might not be at knocking at the doorstep of making $10 million. But you know, you think about some of these coaches. You think about a Mike Brown who's entering the last year of his deal. He's certainly someone that wants to approach that 8-figure range, and that Kings team was in the play-in tournament. You think about Tom Thibodeau. He just led his team to the second round of the playoffs. He was at $7 million this year. He's entering the last year of his deal next year. Most people around the league expect Tom Thibodeau to be in line for an extension that's going to be in the 8-figure range. Because anytime you're a coach that can get to the second round, they can have the success that New York's had,
and get
that's
cooked
the
by
category
the
you
Pacers.
put yourself in.
Okay, so JJ Redick is going to get paid about $9 million a year to be the Los Angeles Lakers' new head coach. That's basically.
It's still a search, Pat. The search is still
on. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're doing one of these.
For sure.
We are searching far and wide. Sometimes when you cast that wide net, you don't catch shit. You know?
Yeah.
And that's because you don't want to. You threw it in a little empty water. Then you go to a stocked lake like The Rock has in Virginia.
That's right.
And then you throw a real small net out there. And who is it? Oh, it's JJ Redick. Let's go ahead and bring his ass in here for $9 million. Good. Congrats to him.
Good work,
Congrats aren't in order. You know, the Lakers are still going through their process.
Yeah, sure.
Coach K is
All right, journalism. We appreciate it. Let's talk. Last question here about the Lakers, and then we'll move to teams that are still playing. Bronny is only working out for like 2 teams. I guess he's been turning it down, and there's real interest, is what you're reporting. Like Phoenix Suns, maybe at the 22nd pick. Are they doing that? And I know this has been disputed by both Bronny and LeBron and everybody, but you can't help but wonder if the Phoenix Suns are potentially thinking, you know, we don't have a lot of options. We have a number one that we could certainly trade at 22 and everything like that. But the way the contracts are set up and where we are, we're in an interesting spot right now. If we draft Bronny, there's a chance we can lure LeBron at a lower price, or they have to pay LeBron at full price to potentially come alongside. You know, you start thinking KD, Beal, LeBron,
Walker.
Whoa, wait a Devin Book. Wait a we have a team. What now? Now all of a sudden, Ishbia, you know, mortgage man, he's like, I've spent so much money. They have fined me so much. Finally, we got a team that can maybe go do it. Is that why that conversation is taking place? Is that why Bronny's turning down a lot of workouts except for a few? Why do you think this is all happening, and how does it end up working out?
Yeah, my sense is that the Suns' interest in Bronny James is more for him and him as a player.
Of course.
And they are considering him at 22. I haven't heard of any, like, we're going to draft Bronny and then get LeBron James. Because, Pat, just looking at it, LeBron James will be offered any type of contract that he wants. 1 year's $50 million, 2 years $105-ish million, 3 years $164 million.
No.
Is he really going to let that contract go to sign a 1 year, $3 million deal with the Phoenix Suns? Like, does that sound logical to a lot of people?
Nah, especially businessman LeBron, who's allegedly incredibly cheap.
He would have to
Oh
be.
yeah, 10%, baby.
If you're so, let's say LeBron James, as I've reported, as I've said, that he expects to play up to 2 more NBA seasons. Let's say he signs a 2 year, $105 million deal to return to the Lakers. You have 2 years, $105 million versus 1 year or 2 years. So 1 year at $3 million, 2 years at $6 million. Pat, which one would you do?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's all working out. Okay, I get
So
it. Yeah.
the Suns' interest in Bronny James is more for Bronny James. And you think about what the Suns need if they. I think the Suns are going to be active in the trade market. They have 2 first-round picks they can trade. They can trade this year's 22. They can trade the 2031 first-round pick. I mean, that kid.
You said that with a
7
straight
years old
face.
right now.
You just said that with a straight face. Don't do that on the show.
How old? How old is the 2031 first-round pick right now?
Sixth
Do you
grade,
know?
Yeah,
potentially.
I think that's Stone Perk.
So
for sure.
So
They can trade
they have 2
2031.
first-round picks they can trade. They are going to be active, but if they keep their pick, Bronny James, you think about what the Suns need. They have star power. They have Kevin Durant. They have Bradley Beal. They have Devin Booker. They have probably a roster 5-6 players deep. What they need, what we saw the big need for the Suns this year was at the point guard position. Having guys that can defend, that can ball handle, that can hit open shots.
TJ McConnell.
High IQ players. TJ McConnell would be the perfect player
For the Pacers
I think,
to sign to a 10-year deal. Yes, I agree. Let's not even put that.
Well, the Pacers love him. Rick Carlisle loves him. I would expect the Pacers to try to extend TJ McConnell, not do anything else with TJ McConnell. I think he's a folk hero in Indianapolis, but you guys know him better than I do.
Folk hero. Geez.
McConnell for KD.
You guys,
Something to think about.
I think the fans love TJ McConnell. Am I wrong?
yes, you're not wrong at all. TJ McConnell is beloved here. I think he'd be beloved literally anywhere with what he just did in the playoffs. But I do appreciate you saying, like, Bronny is like TJ, like, what?
But if you...
Those two are...
Like, if you feel like Bronny James's upside could potentially end up being TJ McConnell, like that, if you're the Suns, that's legitimately the perfect type of player for your system. And I think bringing Bronny James in to Phoenix, getting a sense for him as a player in a workout, getting a sense for him as a person, and seeing what he's all about, which people around the league believe he's about the right things. He's got a high basketball IQ. He's mature. He's confident, and he's not trying to be someone other than himself, right? Like, you're not seeing, like, when he was asked for comparisons to his game, I mean, he mentioned players like Davion Mitchell. Those aren't star players that he's comparing himself to. I think he knows what his role is at the next level. And if you're the Phoenix Suns, you're looking at him among 5 to 6 other players and seeing what can he do for you in your system and being a role player and excelling at that role.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you, Shams, bringing all the information. Keep killing it over there, and we can't wait to hear you sing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys falsetto down
Soon come. Soon come in the Thunderdome.
Oh, banger, soon come. DJ Khaled's had an album on the way for
quite
10
some
months.
time
Yeah, for a long
It's been
time.
soon coming a long time.
It's a good promo.
Yeah, another one. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Charania, thank you.
Yeah,
I do wonder what studio vibes are like for DJ Khaled because all the people he works with are kind of at war.
Yeah, maybe that's why
true.
he's been waiting.
That's true.
Maybe they need to come to that house in the Bahamas that he has with that pool and that view.
Yep.
And golf with him. Maybe.
Put
The
your
light up
swords
golf
away.
hole.
Yeah, absolutely. Bingo.
Yep.
He has that good golf swing.
He does.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who has an incredible bat flip. His hair, superb. And his coverage of baseball, unlike any other.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of a generation for a sport that needed a new generation. Jet Passan.
Yeah, good.
How you doing, Jet?
Doing great, fellas. How are you?
Good. We had a good NBA conversation. A lot of LeBron. We look like SportsCenter Instagram there for a little bit, but that is the topic of convo with Shams Charania. What's going on there, pal?
I looked like I was out of frame. Am I back in the middle now?
No, you were in the middle. You were perfect, actually. Boom.
Nailed it.
Yahtzee.
I thought you were trying to promote maybe a new book. Is that a new book? New books?
No new books back there.
That's a whole different backdrop than the last time. I
Yeah,
think.
is that book open?
The same backdrop.
No, you got a bobsled team
Yes.
over your left shoulder.
Steve Marucci gave you a baseball bat.
Yeah, you got that's a brand new baseball bat up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a whole different backdrop. You got a whole different backdrop.
It's the same backdrop I've had every time I've been on the last 6 months.
The last 6 months.
that
You've never
photo.
been on the show before. We don't have journalists on this show. We don't. Anyways, Jet, let's talk baseball, shall we? And once again, it's not about the baseball on the field, although we'll dive into the best pitcher in baseball, maybe in the history of baseball in a matter of moments with Tone Diggs. It's about what's going on around baseball. For instance, the New York Mets yesterday had quite a situation. Jorge Lopez, pitcher for the Mets, had a situation where he got thrown out by a third base umpire for something he did after giving up a bomb to Shohei Ohtani on his way out. He throws his glove into the crowd, caught by New York Yankee fans at a New York Mets game at Citi Field. Obviously, them being in such prominent seats is obviously not great for business for the Mets. But then what he would go on to say afterwards would obviously make every Mets fan go, wow, we're the worst organization in all of sports. Here's the interview that obviously the world heard and took away from is, boy, things are real bad with the Mets.
Carlos Mendoza said that he understands the emotion, but that particular action of throwing your glove into the stands was unacceptable. Looking back on it, do you regret doing that?
No, I don't regret it. I think I've been looking the worst team probably in the whole MLB. So, whatever happened. So, whatever they want to do it, I'll be tomorrow here if they want me. Whatever they want to do. So. I'm gonna keep doing this thing, so I'm healthy on whatever, on whatever to do, I'm ready to come back tomorrow, and if they want me to be here, so I'll be here.
So English is a second language, so obviously not always going to be easy. The internet heard that he said that the Mets are the worst organization in baseball. Some people heard him saying he's the worst team man in all of baseball, which is like teammate.
Teammate, yes.
Yeah, teammate, team man. What is going on with this situation? Are the Mets a dumpster fire, and are they the biggest dumpster fire in all of sport?
Ooh, all of sports. That's a pretty low bar. I don't know. Yeah, they might be.
Yes!
Okay.
Michael Cole! Love it, baby! The Mets are a dumpster fire. A team saying, and I think there was even a clarification by Jorge Lopez that said, I meant I'm the worst teammate on the worst team.
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
in the entire thing.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry I'm looking at my phone right now. I'm just pulling. Yesterday, at 7:44 p.m., a text from Michael Cole. This team is a mess. I hate this team.
He told me he hates baseball, actually. And he obviously loves baseball. What is wrong with the Mets? They're spending all this money. Why do they continue to suck, and how does this get handled?
Yeah, I mean, this is still a team, Pat, that has a $300 million payroll. It's absurd how mediocre they are. But I think we also knew that they were going to be pretty bad. Let's remember what they did at the last trade deadline. They got rid of Justin Verlander. They got rid of Max Scherzer. They dumped guys who they were anticipating were going to be a big part of their team in 2024, and they really didn't add a whole lot this offseason. So 2024 was supposed to be a transition year for the Mets, but when you're New York and you have a payroll to the level that they do, there's really no such thing as transition seasons. And what they've transitioned is from bad to sucking even worse. That's where they are right now. This is a team that does not have a good direction presently, a team whose young players that they were relying on really aren't necessarily as good as they hoped they were going to be, and the frustration's boiling over. Edwin Diaz, the closer who they signed for $102.5 million a couple of years ago, went on the injured list with a shoulder impingement and has been terrible. Pete Alonso, best power hitter, got hit by a pitch yesterday on the hand. X-rays are negative.
Polar bear!
Polar bear got hurt. CT scan was clear. So it looks like it's just a bruised hand for now. But the Jorge Lopez situation was honestly kind of hilarious. Getting thrown from a game by the third base umpire, it's really hard to do. You have to be a real dick in order for that to happen. And that yeet just throws it right into the stands. And the Mets are going to be designating Jorge Lopez for assignment, which essentially means they're cutting him. And it turns out, no, they do not want him to show up tomorrow.
The Mets, what a story. The only reason why I've really followed the team as closely as I have is because of Michael Cole. He is he loves this team. This is his team. And he's obviously been trying to get us into baseball for 6-7 years on our program or whatever. And now his Mets are the worst laughing stock, obviously, with the most amount of money spent. And the team that calls my hometown home is the cock of the walk. Not only do we got Josh Gibson, best baseball player statistically of all time for the Homestead Grays, but also we got a couple guys on the mind that are maybe the most explosive duo in all of baseball. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the organization. You got Gibson, Willie Stargell, Roberto Clemente, Barry Bonds, and now the Hundo boys, Paul Skenes and Jared Jones, who both went yesterday. Both are going to be on the program tomorrow, I'm being told.
Bingo.
Okay?
Yep, they are.
Both tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, baby.
Jared Jones got roughed up a little bit yesterday, but that was the first time this year. He's an incredible rookie. Shota Imanaga also got roughed up yesterday, which leads me into my question. Paul Skenes did not get roughed up yesterday. Okay, he's been absolutely unbelievable. He is plus 500 to win Rookie of the Year, NL Rookie of the Year right now, behind Imanaga. I don't know if you vote for this or not, Jet, but is that a good bet, do you think? Paul Skenes, National League Rookie of the Year, if Imanaga does, maybe fall off a little bit?
Imanaga's had a really good start to this point, but there's still 20-plus starts left in the season, right? So Paul Skenes has plenty of time to make that up, and plus 500, the way he's throwing, seems quite favorable at this point, because he's just so good, man. Like that, the beauty to me of an athlete who comes in with a lot of hype and then either matches or exceeds it. You know how difficult it is to get out there when everybody's eyes are on you, and to go out and not just do what they were expecting or hoping, but to do even better. And the 30-5 strikeout to walk ratio, the fact that he's throwing his splinker with just impunity, like it's a disgusting pitch, and guys really are not squaring it up. And a lot of the strikeouts, 9 of them yesterday, are coming off of that pitch. He's the goods, man. And I listen, I've been having this conversation lately. If you could have anyone to throw Game 7 of the World Series right now, who would it be? And you can make an argument for Zach
Country
Wheeler.
Roads, Jet. Q Country Roads. Is that
I mean, he's in the conversation for sure. And I think he's already one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. It's the stuff, yes, but the attitude he has out there on the mound. I mean, he looks like a dude who's been doing this for 5 years. Calm, collected, and look at him. Just look at the strut after the strike. Oh, little karate kick there. Like, he does not look like a guy who's 4 games into his big league career by any means.
Was he a guy? Now, he said he's only been throwing a hundo for like the last 3 or 4 years. He was a catcher beforehand, and obviously at the Air Force, and then he ends up at LSU, and he goes on the national championship run. He's kind of new to being known as like the guy that's going to take over a game, right? So, like, his maturity seemingly handling all of this is wildly fascinating. And I don't think he even cares, first of all, at all, or knows about the buzz around him. He said all he does is nap.
Yep.
All he does is nap and throw baseballs. It's like the perfect. It does. It does sound, man, to be young again. The guy's got no responsibility. He needs to throw a baseball really good, and he needs the nap so he can heal up and throw a baseball really good again. But it's like he seems to be made up of all the right stuff. His arm seemingly young, too. Like, not only he's young, but his arm is young, because you have to worry about that immediately. It seems this is the guy. So he's going to be a Pirate for 10 years? That's what's going to happen? 15 years?
I hope so. I would love to see that. Listen, anytime that somebody stays with a small market team for the entirety of his career, like, goodbye me. Not just goodbye me because I'm someone who grew up in Cleveland and lives in Kansas City now, but I understand the disparity in sports between the large market and the small market teams. And the fans in smaller markets sometimes feel like the big business of sports is conspiring against them. So when Bobby Witt Jr. went out and signed a 12-year, almost $300 million contract to remain with the Kansas City Royals this offseason, it's like, hey, by the way, these small market teams can pay guys. If they don't, it's just because they chose not to. The Pirates can afford to keep Paul Skenes around. The question is, after you have sold the best ski resort in West Virginia?
Pennsylvania.
Are you going-
Western Pennsylvania. Seven Springs.
Western Pennsylvania. Sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry, my apologies.
Best tubing hill in the
Yeah, it was voted best ski resort in the Mid-Atlantic. So.
yeah, in the Northeast. The
Whoa,
tubing hill.
whoa.
The tubing hill.
Whoa.
Tubing hill's the best.
No,
hill.
Vermont
You've
snow
never been to
stinks,
Nashville,
okay?
brother.
What's that?
Vermont
You've
snow
never been to
stinks.
No, it does. Well, that's an argument to be made. I'm talking about live free or die in Nashua. They got some tubes that fly.
They don't have a tubing hill in New Hampshire that can hang
Yes, I do.
with Seven Springs.
Yes, they do.
They got
Yes,
the thing
do.
that you strap onto your tube, it drags you up
yeah.
the hill.
Oh, yeah. It drags you up the whole entire way. And it's not a hill. It's a mountain.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
the
that's what I'm
difference.
talking about.
That's the difference
Yeah,
right
we're
there.
from Pittsburgh, though, so it's a little bit different. I don't know what you think are hills and mountains.
Exactly. Yeah, they're much bigger.
Your quads
in the
couldn't
Northeast.
handle one walk
Nah, that's
in
not true.
Pittsburgh, pal.
You've never been to Centipede, my brother. You couldn't walk up that hill. You couldn't walk the shoes.
Well,
you
I go
walked
backwards
in.
up that hill. I used to run up those hills.
Not Killington. No
Yeah,
way.
That's what Paul Skenes is doing right now, actually.
Right.
Okay? That's why he's getting so much better. That's why he's going to be there forever. Anyways.
No, he doesn't. Nah.
Seven Springs Tubing Hill is no longer going to be a money maker for nutting, but the fact that he sold it, I assume he's got deep pockets now. We need to keep the Hundo boys in Pittsburgh so we can have a hope and a dream and fill up that park, not just for Zambelli fireworks, but for the next generation of maybe baseball fans.
Yeah, exactly.
In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. Vail Resort spot Seven Springs. So, and they are, top of the line. I assume they paid pretty penny.
I couldn't even imagine what they did at that Tubing Hill.
Actually, it was pretty smart by nutting because it doesn't snow anymore in Western PA.
Yeah,
so
Vail's
sleeting. Yeah, a lot of sleeting.
Vail's buying all the mountains. I do believe 2 of the mountains I listed was also bought by Vail.
What's that?
It's a monopoly.
I don't want to get into it.
We got a mountain monopoly, it sounds
Somebody
like.
smart needs to dive into
What
that.
is Vail doing inside the
All
mountains?
right, that's a good question. And why do they want all the high points of America? I don't know. We're not getting into that. Obviously, this is a journalistic show, but somebody needs to figure that one out.
Building silos?
Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa.
Well, I watched that Top Gun, that new one.
Oh,
And
yeah.
a pretty big part of the entire story is mountain
Yeah.
and what's inside. You're the journalist, Jet.
Yeah.
This is on you.
Get into it,
This is
Jet.
on you. You brought up Seven Springs.
No, you guys are having a good conversation.
All right, we only got a minute and a half left. Ty got a question for you, Jet.
Yeah, Jet, at this point in the season, do you think teams already know if they're going to be buyers or sellers at the deadline, like the Mets? A lot of people talking about Pete Alonso and some of those other guys. And then for the Yankees, because of the Juan Soto situation and how well they've started this year, being arguably one of the best 2 teams in baseball, do you think they will be very aggressive at the deadline, i.e. maybe going out and getting a guy like Mason Miller or something along those lines? But do teams know this early if they're going to be buyers or sellers at the deadline?
Great question. I'm working on a story right now that's a preview of the trade deadline, even though it's 2 months away. And there are some teams that understand what they're going to be. The Mets are going to be selling. It's pretty obvious at this point. The trajectory of this team is not good. But a team like Toronto is super interesting to me because the Blue Jays have had high expectations. They had this core with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Bo Bichette that they thought were going to be capable of taking them to the World Series. And they have been a disappointing team all season long. Now, there's enough talent there and enough time left to turn things around. But, if the Blue Jays are still under 500 in a division like the American League East and the trade deadline comes along and you look at the state of their farm system, it's not really good right now. It would seem to make sense for them to at least entertain and consider trades. The Yankees, on the other hand, their upgrades, I think, are going to be more incremental than going and getting like some big bopper out there. Their offense has been awesome. They have been fantastic starting pitching wise. And yes, they could use a reliever.
You're the best, Jet. We appreciate the hell out of you. Ladies and gentlemen, Jet Passan. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those, essentially. Like, it's
Dan. Another farting Dan Orlovsky situation just took place.
Danny Dumps. What do you mean? It's unbelievable.
No, your butt is talking. Okay.
I did not fart.
Dan. This is 2 times now, Dan. This is the Orlovsky thing.
You guys be serious right now, or are you messing with me?
Dan, listen to this clip. This is you just moments ago.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those, essentially. Like, it's
Dan.
I mean, undeniable.
You guys definitely just freaking idiots.
We swear.
You guys 1,000% just
No, we swear. We swear.
no way.
No one did that, Dan.
Those cartoons.
What did you eat?
I haven't even guys.
If I were you right now, I'd go grab some dude one.
My wife texted me. She said, "Oh my gosh, McAfee Show, I'm dead." I go, "Babe, I promise you on everything, I did not fart."
Who runs your Twitter account?
AB.
I do.
What's this all about? I would like to know, in that situation where your butthole started talking, what did I do?
I'm here to be serious with you, man.
What are you, chugging a glass of milk, eating some fruit over there, get you some coffee, get that butthole a little bit more active?
I haven't ate. I'm eating yogurt. I have 1,000 text messages right now of people going, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, I just wanted to have like a quiet Tuesday.
I don't even know why we're going to have another hour. Maybe we run that clip.
Just, yeah. On loop.
We have the video. Shams, let's let you judge here.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those, essentially. Like, it's...
I need to hear the context. I want to give our guys...
Oh, Shams, shut up. He said it sounded like a fart.
What did AJ vote?
It's a fart all day long, Kurt. You know that.
Has anybody voted no?
Dan.
I'll be the captain of Team No today.
We need you to do a tie-breaking vote. Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
It's impossible to be at the top at both of those, essentially. Like, it's...
There's no doubt. I mean, I like how he just kept on going right there.
When he was talking, he didn't even break stride as that thing came out. He went and got the buggy, went to the store, grabbed some dude wipes to wipe those ass cheeks, just like I assume you do as well, Cabal.
You have to go dry, wet, dry. Toilet paper, white toilet paper. If not, you're really risking the rest of the day having the swamp ass. You know, Dan Orlovsky, man, he got to accept that, man. He got to wear that with a pride. One thing that really bothers me when people do not take credit for it. You know, if somebody says, "Oh, that was you that farted," I get upset when it wasn't me. I'm like, no, when have I ever not claimed it when it was mine? You should claim it.
What all those airports? People are traveling today, looking up at the ESPN. Dan Orlovsky farts. What's wrong with this guy?
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. What? Let's go! This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. Ah! The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Stop! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people. And welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big Journalism Thursday, May 30th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Sports are happening in a big way, and we have a big journalism day because we have a bunch of journalists joining our show. In a matter of moments, we'll have Mike Greenberg joining us to chit-chat about life as a New York Jets fan and a sports media genius.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I had no idea we're going to be on ESPN2 today. Could be on ESPN1, I guess, because there's rain delay. Didn't put us on there, but this is our biggest journalism day, which is a real shame. We're having a bunch of journalists on that are never on our program. We've never had journalists on. We tried to today, and now it's on ESPN2. So all the puppets with pens won't even see it. Tops of tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. That's a bomb. Bummed out about that.
You stole the words out of my mouth. I'm bummed out.
I had no idea. Did we know? I don't think I knew. Now, softball is happening 12:30. There's a rain delay taking place. Women's softball, especially the World Series, is electrifying. Got nothing but respect for that. One half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys, 10 digs here. We should have known that was happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should have. And I guess today is journalism Wednesday, but
Thursday.
Okay.
Monday we're off.
Days are weird.
So I thought D-Butts was going to be here today. I came in this morning, and, I was just like, I was about to text D-Butt a question. I'm like, well, it's Thursday.
Yeah. I did not know it was Thursday, to be honest with you. But
it's Big Journalism Thursday.
But when we talk about it, me, in my mind, every day is Journalism Day for us on this program. It's just... How
about us just making an open mockery of that? I do appreciate it.
Well, I mean...
Because journalists are the best. You know, they go to a school that tells them exactly how to think, you know, and they go on and do that. And all of a sudden, they're saving the world.
Yeah.
And we're thankful for that.
Don't change it up either.
No way.
With the softball, however, some journalism, there is some controversy because Oklahoma and UCLA, similar to LSU and Iowa, same side of the bracket.
What are we doing?
People are not happy.
Oklahoma, they won like 60-some games straight or something like that at one point. And UCLA, I guess, they have Tom Brady. Is that
Maya Brady? Yeah. His nephew. Yep.
Niece.
Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me.
Let's make sure we get that right.
I to be completely honest,
We're not 100% sure.
I'm a very new uncle, so I'm new to how the niece nephew.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a father of 10. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawker.
Yeah, Hawker.
AJ Hawker, how you doing, pal?
Doing great. Can't wait for this Journalism Thursday. I feel like every day is journalism, though, for us.
We agree. We agree. It doesn't get talked about enough, but we're going to start spotlighting that. Go ahead, Tom.
I do have some journalism. There was pucks on the ice last night in Boston. It was
rubber on net.
What?
Go ahead.
Dumping rubber.
It was the first ever championship in the Women's Professional Hockey League. Minnesota defeated Boston last night in Game 5.
Good season, girls.
Minnesota Hockey State.
It was a barn burner. I saw the highlights last night.
Yeah, I like a lot of rubber on net there, and congrats to the Minnesota
That's
team.
journalism.
AJ, you did a little journalism. You sent us a clip that you found on X. There's a fired coach that is now a consultant, advisor, maybe just a tag team partner of the Cleveland Browns. Mike Vrabel is on the field at OTAs. This comes via John Sable, who works at Fox 8 News in Cleveland, and he actually says there, if there was audio, he said, I'm punching that shit out as soon as you get it. Could you imagine having Vrabel just hanging around the team? What a weapon for the Cleveland Browns. This seems genius for Stefanski.
Yeah, it does. I wonder, I'm sure as the season goes, too, like Vrabel's role will morph and change, and he's going to, like right now, you see him running the cards for like scout team defense, trying to get the offense. Imagine these O-linemen, like what he's saying to these dudes, like how he's talking to them about how he's going to dominate them if he wanted to, put his helmet on and run right through them. Like, I bet Brave's going to bring a lot of value to this team this year.
Yeah, let me tell you what he's saying right here. Ready? And sack. That's what he screamed. That's what he just screamed right there in the middle of that particular rep. But, I mean, what a weapon this guy's going to be for the Cleveland Browns. I would actually put this as something that would heighten 2 to 3, I think 2 more games, winning games, with having Vrabel just hang around. He's got no real responsibility other than make the team better, right?
Yeah.
That's what we assume of these roles?
Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like, isn't it? I mean, what is this? What do we know what his title might be? I don't even know.
Is it senior consultant?
Yeah.
Okay. It's hey, we're not paying him shit. The Tennessee Titans are, but he's going to be hanging around. I think that's what it's called.
Can you have as many consultants as you want in the NFL? I don't know. I know in college there's all different kinds of rules they have.
Okay, so I think I talked to Shane Steichen about this. I think there is a max that you can have in the entire thing. Now, college, there's different titles that are allowed to be on the field, not allowed to be on the field. Who can they talk to? How can they talk to? How many hours can they talk to? In the NFL, I think there is a max amount of coaches you can have. I don't know about consultants or advisors, though.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, because would advisor fall under consultant, or are those two separate things? Because then you can kind of double them up.
Yeah, because you can have the assistant to the assistant.
Bingo, yeah.
And that can kind of slip in there. I assume this has been handled, though, because teams have tried to do this too much, and some other billionaire got pissed that his team wasn't doing it, so they had to make a rule. But Vrabel seems like the perfect one, especially an Ohio guy going back to Cleveland. Good for them, dude. Good for the Browns.
Yeah, he's not. He grew up not too far from there, so yeah. I mean, I can imagine. Like Vrabel's will get a ton of cheers if he gets to go on the field for game day. I hope he is on the sideline.
They better intro him.
Yes.
They should. Last.
Yeah, or
bring him out last.
Lead out, maybe.
Let him wear his high school uniform. His Walsh Jesuit high school uniform. Let him wear that.
And then have him put those glasses on, smash that guitar like he's the Miz, before those Cleveland Browns games, and let all of Ohio go crazy. We'd be crazy if we didn't introduce the man that's waiting to join us right now. He's in multiple Hall of Fames for broadcasting. I believe that is considered journalism, not 100% sure. Host of Get Up, ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, Mike Greenberg.
Hey, Greeny.
How you doing, Greeny?
A couple of things. I'm learning as I'm sitting here watching this Vrabel thing. Now, I am extraordinarily hopeful that my New York Jets are going to have a terrific season and that your buddy Aaron Rodgers is going to lead them deep into the playoffs. However, if they do not and everything falls apart, my first choice for the Jets' next coach would be Mike Vrabel. I still can't believe Tennessee fired him. I am a huge Vrabel fan, going back to when he did a player's diary on Mike and Mike during Super Week, whatever, one of those years when he was on the Super Bowl Patriot teams. That would be my first choice of every person walking the face of planet Earth to be the next coach of the Jets if everything goes sideways this year.
And how he was able to win with the Tennessee Titans over the last couple of years. He had the most people in the history of the NFL on IR, and they ended up being the number 1 seed in the AFC. The way they had to rebuild that team and getting rid of his number 1 wide receiver and then saying, hey, you still got to go win. When he gets fired, we wonder if the Tennessee Titans are trying to win. Then we meet Carthon's guy Callahan and all the moves they made. They want to go a different direction. Vrabel is going to be a hot commodity after this year, we will assume. Let's get to your New York Jets now. I got some breaking news from source Says. Once again, this is journalism. Yesterday, some videos hit the internet of Aaron Rodgers taking off his shoes and his socks. Oh no, is the Achilles? Is there something wrong with the Achilles? Again, then there was some reps. Was he running at full speed? Did he look like his Achilles was hurting a little bit more? From the source says that I have blister prevention. Potential lingering effects from COVID toe.
Oh, no.
Do not know if this is lingering effects from COVID toe. That is from a anonymous source says. When you see that video and when you see anything out of the New York Jets OTAs, what are your thoughts? And are we back to the hype that we were last year before 4 plays in, it all ends, Greeny?
Yes, we are right back there. We are as hopeful as we have ever been in a very, very long time. Not since 1999 have I been as hopeful for what except for last year, have I been as hopeful for what a Jet season could be, because this team, frankly, is better than it was a year ago. And we even are built to survive a normal quarterback injury. A COVID toe is one thing. A torn Achilles is another thing entirely. A more normal injury, like a turned ankle that costs us 2 or 3 weeks, which most quarterbacks are going to have, the Jets actually are prepared with a legitimate backup quarterback this time in Tyrod Taylor. So I am extraordinarily hopeful about the Jets. I had not seen that video until your sources just shared it with me now, and it disturbed me greatly. We need Aaron wrapped in bubble wrap. I need him just kept like, remember there was, when I was young, you guys are too young, there was a movie called The Boy in the Plastic Bubble starring John Travolta, where like they literally didn't let him out. He couldn't be in contact with people for fear of germs. That's where I want Rodgers from now until the opener in San Francisco on Monday night.
See, our generation had Bubble Boy, so it's very
Seinfeld. Same idea, yeah.
No, the movie. There was a whole movie, Bubble Boy. I do.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, but like obviously, Mom a little bit. A little bit over
remake.
Yep.
We need to make. I guess this seems to be generational. About time for another one.
We need another bubble movie.
Yeah, we need another bubble movie. Maybe Aaron's
the one.
Can
I tell you something, by the way? Matt, can I just share something funny? Because you distracted me from what was going to be my hilarious intro.
That's on me.
With this Rodgers video. So the last time I was on, you will recall, you welcomed me with a variety of gardening equipment and other things because the Pacers had just knocked out the Knicks. Yeah. And so it was my absolute intention when I was booked to come on the show today to have a broom so that I could sweep. However,
you don't have one.
And you're probably going to find this very on brand. I don't know where we have one. So I can't. If we have a broom, like we must have one because the house is very clean all the time. But for the life of me, I don't know how it gets to be that way. So I wanted to have a broom, but I couldn't find one. I assume that's pretty on brand, but I still think it counts.
Okay, I understand. We got swept. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. I do appreciate you looking around. Very clean. I mean, it has to be
someone. How it happens.
Someone.
I'm telling you right now, someone is sweeping around here, but for the life of me, I have no idea.
Hey, shout out Stacy. Shout out. That's hilarious. And they said the Knicks would have got swept somehow in 3 games against the Celtics instead of 4. So, there would have been some sort of banter. And on brand with you not being able to find a broom in your house at all. I did see a lot of people say that I'm probably the only human in the sports world alongside AJ and the boys that could start a weed whacker, journalism school doesn't have that class.
No, they don't.
Where they do that entire thing. Go ahead, AJ.
Greeny, so your expectations this year compared to last year, I hope you're actually even more excited this year, but I guess, what do you think of, what is a success for the New York Jets, and what's your biggest worry about this team right now heading into the season?
I mean, the biggest worry, I think, honestly, is the coaching. The Jets are better. Their roster is better than it was a year ago. Obviously, Rodgers has to be healthy. I mean, the pieces they've added, you don't need me to run over all of the offensive linemen that they got and the one that they drafted and Mike Williams, who they signed. The defense should be absolutely outstanding. They should be by far the best defense that Aaron Rodgers has ever played with. So, we need Rodgers to be mostly all the way back. I don't know what is a reasonable expectation for a 41-year-old quarterback coming off of an Achilles, but I don't think he has to be peak Aaron Rodgers. He's going to, the second he walks out on the field, he's going to be the best quarterback the Jets have had in a long time. And so long as he is standing upright, I'm pretty confident he'll be fine. I do worry a little bit about the coaching. I think the jury is very much out on the head coach, on the offensive coordinator, and on everybody else involved. And I count on Rodgers to clean up a lot of that. When he was asked, I forgot what show, someone showed me a clip. He was on a show recently, and they asked him, why should fans trust Nathaniel Hackett? And Aaron's answer was, because I do, and you should trust me. And that's a great answer. I mean, everything about the Jets, beyond the talent on the field, has to come together because Rodgers pulls it all together. I still believe it all fell apart last year because it was all built around him. He is like the sun, and everything else is orbiting around him.
The hemoglobin, yeah.
And that's exactly the way it should be. That's the Jets' best chance. We've tried handing this franchise to a lot of different people over the last 50 years. No one's been able to do it. Let's give it to one of the players who's actually proven he knows how to do it, and let's follow him. So I'm 100% on board with all of that, but I think that would be, aside from the obvious injury concerns, which every team has, the Jets have some injury-prone players they brought in, Tyron Smith and Mike Williams and others. Every team has those to some degree. But if the Jets, the start of the schedule is tough. 3 games in 11 days, 2 of them on the road to start the season. I worry a little bit about it starting badly and then some negative vibes creeping in, and hopefully that not becoming a real issue. But all things considered, to answer the beginning of your question, AJ, this is the best team the Jets have had in 20 years, at least. This is better than any of the teams Herman Edwards took to the playoffs, or the one that Eric Mangini did, or any of the teams Rex Ryan took to the AFC Championship game. They have just better players. That's not even debatable. So the AFC is loaded. A successful. I think the Jets have to get to the playoffs and at least win a game for it to be a success. I think anything short of that would be a failure. Very hard for me to sit here and say if they win a playoff game and then they lose a heartbreaker to Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes or someone like that, that the season is a failure. That's hard to, or Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis, or C.J. Stroud in Houston, or the guy who's going to take over the league at some point, which is Justin Herbert, I think, for Harbaugh in L.A. Eventually, I think he's got the best coach now, so I have a huge fear of him. So I think anything short of that would be a major disappointment.
Just go back to one of the things you talked about with Aaron saying, I trust Hackett, so you guys should. And obviously, you haven't really had the opportunity to watch an entire season of Aaron Rodgers football and everything like that. He very much views like the West Coast offense as like art, and like a painter has to be a part of it. And he and Hackett have grown up in that system together. So like he sees, like he even last year, whenever the offense looked completely inept and everybody was like, what the hell is Hackett? How does this guy even know what football is after what happened in Denver and then what's happening last year? You talk to Aaron, I think Aaron says, you look at some of those plays, what was supposed to happen would have worked in those. He's not scared to check it down. He's not scared to check it to a run. Like he's not looking to throw for 500 yards every single week. He is taking whatever the best option is for that particular play that he knows the offense of inside and out, and so does Hackett. So I think that's why he has come out in such back in response for Hackett, because I don't know how many people know the West Coast offense as well as Aaron and Hackett do. And asking Russell Wilson to be able to do it in 1 year, I think was tall task. And then Zach and everybody else for the Jets, it's like tall task. I think that's why Aaron's so confident, because he sees the plays differently than how other people that don't understand what they're trying to do and the potential offense that they're trying to run. I think that is why he's like, I trust him. And I think it's going to look different. I do. Not that it's going to look more explosive, but like he's going to make the right decision for the play. And I think that's a head start over other teams just to begin with. So I got a lot of faith, even though he is old as shit now. Yep. He's the oldest guy, you know what I mean? But I think that helps in this situation, Greeny.
I think everything you just said, I agree with completely. If you were to make a list of the reasons the Jets offense was awful last year, Nathaniel Hackett would barely even be on it. You could have given Bill Walsh that offensive line and that quarterback, and I don't know how much better it all would have looked. They have infinitely better talent. They are infinitely deeper, and they have Aaron freaking Rodgers now. So I'm not at all worried about Nathaniel Hackett. Honestly, I think if the Jets remain mostly healthy, then there is every reason to think that they are one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the AFC, right there alongside anyone else you want to name. Houston, I think, is very good. Obviously, I know you love your Colts. The Bengals, I think, will be really good again, and Kansas City is always Kansas City. The Jets are right there with any of them.
Got a couple wide receiver things in Cincinnati to figure out, obviously with Jamar and T. Did you see the emotional video?
That was sweet.
That was good side.
Great shot.
Candid shot of him in a car.
8K.
With some music. Did you hear this from T. Higgins? Have you seen this clip from T. Higgins?
I have not. No, what is it?
T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, obviously both looking for contracts. T. Higgins has been franchise tag. Jamar's allegedly going to get done. Here is a clip from T. Higgins talking about his future from a documentary or a vlog, I assume he's creating.
I Am Athlete Pod.
I Am Athlete Pod. Okay, perfect. Brandon Marshall's team.
Obviously, I don't know what the situation would be right now, but it'd be bittersweet, I guess you could say. As far as me coming back, I would love to come back. You know what I'm saying? I grew as a man, in the past 4 years here, grew as a player, made, got new friendships, great relationships with, people, not in the facility, in the city of Cincinnati. The fans are great. So I would definitely love to be here, you know what I'm saying? But if that's not the situation, then that's not the situation, I guess.
Even a little blur there. Wow, with some quiet. Holy shit, Greeny, did you see that? That's cinematography, brother.
It's pretty good. It cut to the dog. I like all of that stuff. I mean, that's really well directed. Look, T. Higgins is a great player. I saw, did Jalen Waddle get paid all the money in the world, plus $10? I mean, so they're paying Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Has wide receiver become the second most valuable position on a team now? Are we comfortable saying that?
And wait till Justin Jefferson comes through and gets his deal done. It's about to be even bigger. And allegedly, if you listen to Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio, the announced deal that Tyreek Hill signed is actually more than what it actually is. He's only making $25 million as opposed to near $30 million, which is what everybody else is seemingly getting paid right now. So Tyreek Hill's new deal, you assume, will be big, but they got to pay Tua as well. And then you get in the full conversation. If you pay a quarterback, how many other people can you pay, especially at the wide receiver position? The Bengals are going to have to figure that out. You know a team that isn't?
What's that?
The Indianapolis Colts. We're in a good spot. Let's pivot away from the NFL, and I know you only have a couple more moments, and we appreciate you taking your time.
I got as much time as you need. Don't worry.
You're a good man.
Wow.
Thank you, Green.
Thank you, Green. That's really kind of you. Good seg. Conman's got a question for you about a little bit of basketball.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with you, Greenberg. Every time I see Get Up, there's some bottom line on there that says something about how, is Jason Tatum better than Jaylen Brown? Do the Celtics, is this a successful season if they don't win a championship? Something along those lines. And I'm sure you haven't seen it, but Leon Poe, the leader of Celtics Nation, is coming at your guys' throat because of the disrespect. What's the deal with that? Can't we just talk about how dominant of a season it's been, or do we have to say,
come on, Greeny,
hey, Tatum or Brown, or is it Derek White? What's the deal, brother?
Well, so the Derek White thing, I didn't start. I actually raised that from the opposite standpoint. The Derek White thing came because Josh Hart of the Knicks was on RC's podcast on The Pivot, and he said, you could make an argument, I forget exactly what words he used. He said that Derek White is more, what was the word he used? Not integral, not valuable. He used a word than Jason Tatum. And I lost my mind today. I think you and I are on the same side.
Okay.
Planet Earth has decided it hates Jason Tatum. I have no idea why. Because Jason Tatum is an unbelievably good player who deserves to be considered one of the something like 7 or 8 best players in the NBA. If you want to make an argument that he didn't belong first team All NBA, which I did vote for him first team All NBA, by the way, but I would listen to that argument.
Thank you, Green.
But the idea that Derek White, what I don't like is that I then wind up in a position where I'm diminishing Derek White, who's had an unbelievable season and has been terrific. But let's not act like I'm the only show who's having these conversations.
No, you're leading the way. It's time to get up. You're the one leading the way, Greeny. Everybody else is seeing that lower third, and they're like, well, good enough for Greeny. It's good enough for us.
Yesterday, they had the same exact wording on a lower third on First Take immediately after your show, Greeny.
So you tell us, Greeny. You tell us.
Is that Hahn's fault?
Yeah, Alan Hahn. That guy can't hear. That guy can't listen. I heard a clip he said, you think Greeny's a loser. You're not looking. Shut up, Hahn. Shut up. Okay.
Well, I texted you about that because it was very funny. But anyway, the point of it is this. The point of it is this. I have been setting the agenda for the sports conversation in this country for 25 years. So this is nothing new. Okay? I mean, if we really want to be honest about it.
Okay, do it.
People just, basically, I might as well just say, hey, everybody, here's your rundown for the day. And then I just start talking. So that's what winds up happening. Now, as far as the
Which
Celtics
is,
people,
you know it's your fault
Yes,
then.
exactly.
So you know that this is, yeah. Okay.
I don't think there's any fault here. Here's what I think the reality of it is that, first off, the Celtics have been too good for too long to have fallen short in the way they have this number of times without there being some questions. I was there for all 14 of those playoff games against Miami the last 2 years. They should have won all 14 of them. I was there for all 6 games in the finals 2 years ago against Golden State. They were the better team in all of those games. That's 20 playoff games in which they were the better team. I picked them to win every single time. They continue not to elevate beyond their level of talent. They should win the championship this year for sure. I don't think it is an overstatement to say if they don't win the title with the path that they have had, it isn't their fault that everybody in their way got hurt in the East, and they've done what you're supposed to do. They've taken advantage of the opportunity that's been given to them. But if they don't get there, I don't think anyone could disagree that it is a colossal disappointment considering how good they've been and how talented they are. You just asked me what would constitute a successful season for the Jets, and I told you. I can't imagine any fan of the Celtics, no matter how mad they want to be about anything that I or anyone else are saying, would not agree that it is a failure if this team doesn't win.
Okay. Well, thank you for setting the agenda for all of sports talk for the last 20 years. That's a factual statement.
Well, now you're doing it. That's your job now. I've been around. Here's what happens. You know, what is the expression? You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. Like in my case, when we started, believe it or not, we were the bad boys of sports conversation in America. All right, Mike and I, we would talk about stuff. We would take calls. In the national media, no one ever did any of that stuff. And we would criticize people when they didn't, when generally speaking, that was only the providence of local sports talk and stuff like that. No one with the letters ESPN attached to the name would do some of the stuff that we did. And then all of a sudden, I have now lived long enough to become the definition of the mainstream sports media. If you look up mainstream sports media right now, it's a picture of me. I mean, I came on your show and cursed, and you said, Mr. Rogers just cursed on television. So I've lived long enough to become that guy. Now it's your turn. There's a new generation of young sports media out there that are looking at people like you because you're going to take it in whatever direction it's going to go from here. I've taken it where it is now. It's your job to pick it up and run with it from here.
Well, I will not pick up the baton at this point because I don't know how long we're going to be in this world. I don't know.
No, you're not going anywhere. I'm done with that conversation too, by the way. No more of that nonsense. Okay?
You son of a bitch. You listen to me.
That point was perfect.
I'm not going on. I'm not listening. I'm not reading one more. Oh, how long is Pat McAfee going to be? You're going to be here longer than I am. I'm not going anywhere. Okay?
All right,
you're not going anywhere.
We appreciate your work.
I'm not letting you.
We appreciate your work.
Very much.
We appreciate your work and your kind words. But there is something, as you still set the tone of sports conversation, that I think you are missing out on. And it's a genuine question from me to you as a person and people that put shows together in this entire thing. Don't you think hockey's? Do you know anything about? Do you know hockey? Do you like the Rangers are in hockey, right? They're still doing the hockey. There's only 4 teams left in the New York Rangers. I think if you were to look out that beautiful penthouse,
God,
earned though, earned. 2 Hall of Fames,
Not given.
That's a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of sacrifice, which we appreciate. We're not talking like military or cops or EMTs or fire. We're talking a lot of time for our entertainment throughout the years. We appreciate you've earned that penthouse. But if you look out there, you could actually look out, maybe see an arena, and there's a team still playing the hockey right now, still doing it. Why can you add that into a rundown maybe over the next, because this Florida team they're playing dogs. Dogs. And the Western Conference, also awesome. We think more people should talk about it. And if Greeny talked about it, guess what?
Everybody's talking about it.
Everybody's talking. Greeny, let's do that.
I am well aware that the Rangers are playing. In fact, I'm probably going to go to the game tonight. I live a 5-minute walk from the Garden.
Great.
So here's the thing. I mean, if you want to have a serious conversation about this, we can. Which is to say that this is another example of, I think, how the business is changing. So the way I was taught is, in our role, your job is not to create interest, it's to reflect it. So I've always tried to go wherever I think the largest number of people are otherwise interested. I have great people over the years. Look, on Mike and Mike, people used to say to us all the time, you guys never do, you hate hockey. I don't hate hockey. If I thought millions of people wanted to turn on my show in the morning and watch us talk about hockey for a longer period of time than we talk about basketball or football, I would be the first person to do it. My favorite sport is golf. I can't sit there and talk about golf in the morning because my job is to try and have the biggest audience I possibly can. So this stuff is driven, at least in my opinion, by the interest of other people, not by my interest. Now, the world in which we live today, which is becoming increasingly fragmented, where your show is being consumed so differently than my shows have always been. Like at the end of the day, I hosted a radio show and a television show. You're doing a show that people right now, people are not only watching and listening to this conversation in like 7 different ways, but they're going to be doing it for like the next 6 or 7 hours. That's never really been what I do. I get one shot at this and I'm trying to attract the biggest possible crowd I possibly can. You can do a little bit of stuff for everyone. You can be a little bit of everything for all people. That's never been my role, and so it's still not the way my mind works. That's the serious answer to your question.
Yeah, it's a great answer, actually. Very good. It's like you're the only human that could probably give that answer, too, so I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when there was a cover story in Sports Illustrated magazine that said, has the NHL surpassed the NBA in popularity? This was sometime in the early 90s. And it was when Wayne Gretzky was in LA, and there was all of that kind of conversation. And I feel like there has been that evolution or that ebb and flow always continues. And I've always felt it was my job to follow it, not to lead it, because I've always believed if I go someplace that my audience isn't interested in, they'll go find someone else who's going to take them where they want to go. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in this day and age, you're right, and your audience is loyal enough to you that they'll follow you wherever it is you want to take them. And I think that's going to be really interesting to watch going forward.
We give a lot of people a lot of reason to leave. I think that's the, you know what I mean? so like adding another one, isn't like that big. And I respect and appreciate what you just said there because you're actually being transparent about a business and an industry that all of us have followed along with and asked and wondered these same exact things. And you're literally the person that can answer. So I appreciate that. And I do think we're in the clips era now where clips of things are being seen by their fan base. Like whenever we do hockey, the hockey clip, hockey people are going to find it, and they're like thankful for it. And also you got people that are new to maybe sport of hockey that are like, okay, the more I learn, the better it is. So that's reflect versus create is such an interesting view on this thing. And I know that like your time is something that is taken up by studying sports all the time and knowing what everything is. Are you also a magician? Like, are you currently palming something?
How are you doing?
Going to make that disappear?
This is just a cap to a water bottle. I mean, I always have something in my hand.
No, I know, but you palm that thing. You're a magician. Like, you could do the flipping thing where you could palm shit. I didn't know you.
Oh.
I don't even know. No, I mean, I'd love this to be more interesting than it actually is. I mean, I just have my hand crumpled up in such. I can't even find the.
I'm sending you a $30 magic kit. You're going to be able to do
untapped potential.
If you can palm quarters and stuff, the amount of oh my God,
sleight of hand.
Greeny, you don't even know. You might be a Hall of Fame magician, which might be the next.
I would give anything to do magic. I love magic.
Oh yeah.
When I come across, so in this day and age, so I can explain to you the things I understand. You understand the internet way better than I do, which is to say, I don't know how these algorithms know me way better than I know myself.
Yeah.
Somehow, Instagram Reels, which is what I have instead of TikTok, right? I see all the TikToks like 2 weeks later on Instagram Reels.
Me too.
They send me magic clips all the time. I don't even know how they figured out that I love this stuff, but I can't get enough of it. David Blaine, whom I've never met, is, I think, one of the greatest performers in the entire world of any kind. I could sit and watch him endlessly, and I could never possibly do what he does. Believe me, the last thing in the world you want to see me do is try and figure out something interesting to do with the cap to this bottle of water.
I think we would like to see Greeny in front of like a couple thousand people.
So
try
bad.
to pull off a card trick. You know what I mean?
Do the balloon thing.
Oh yeah, the balloon thing that David Blaine did, where he was just flying through the sky with 100 balloons and a little bit of an engine, and
strapped in.
This guy strapped in and hanging that thing. Chris Angel is who you need to get. Hey, hold your phone up. Is this your phone you're on right now?
Yeah.
Chris Angel. So now we just got in your algorithm. Chris Angel's
Okay.
Wait till you see it. He's going to take somebody's legs off of an upper body.
Oh, crazy.
It's about to happen on your reels. It's insane.
See what he did to Shaq.
The card that he had picked from a deck earlier was inside an uncut lemon. And Harrison Ford had the only answer that I think was appropriate in that moment, which was, get out of my house.
Yeah,
like if you can do that, I don't want to know how you do it. There's no question in the world that's not the act of a human being. So I love all that stuff.
And who's the real life demon right now that we all know and got to see at the draft spectacular?
It's O's.
O's the mentalist. This guy's an actual demon.
Oh, O's. Yeah. He's phenomenal. It's a different kind of thing. So he did a trick with us once. When we were starting Get Up, the earliest edition of Get Up, which you, of course, Pat, will remember well, and you were an important part of when it was me, Beetle, and Jalen, the very first thing we ever did, he came on and he put an idea into my head. And I'm still not exactly sure how I did it, but he got me to predict the score of something that happened in the future. And I have no idea how he did it. To this day, I don't know how he did it.
Was it right? Was it right?
He was right.
He did have to tie.
Right.
Packers-Niners.
And he was right.
Packers-Niners, 24-7 or 34-17?
34-27.
34-27. He said you're 1 point off there.
Yeah.
And that's a game coming up next year. He predicted the entire draft, even the Penix pick. In a whatever. Greeny, you're the man. We appreciate the hell out of you, brother.
Well, it's always a pleasure. I'll see you soon.
Hockey.
The game.
Go to the game tonight. You should go.
It's in my algorithm now. What's going to happen is I'm going to get Magic and I'm going to get hockey on my reels later.
And then guess what's going to happen?
Sweet.
Get Up's going to have Chris Angel taking somebody's legs off their body on Get Up.
Yep.
And then also we're going to have the hockey on Get Up.
Thank God.
Holy shit, we did it. Thank you to the algorithm.
Yeah.
Nobody's really giving love to algorithms.
Way to go, Zuck.
Thank you. You're the man.
Good guys.
You're the best. Mike Greenberg. Thank you.
Yay.
That is awesome. Reflective of things.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what people are watching. So we are going to reflect that in our coverage of sports media. It makes sense. And obviously, we're not going to cover things that, well, actually, we have. We have covered things that nobody has watched. And that's not necessarily the greatest, I think, linear ratings. What's that?
I mean, there's something you said yesterday in Romania that nobody has
So we're not going to cover that.
I figured
not going to cover that.
Yeah, but
some of these fighting leagues are getting a little bit wild.
I imagine that's incredibly boring, though.
Yes, I would say. That's
like doing it every day. Like, obviously, during football season, it's easier when you have all those teams and you can bounce around from game to game. But, like, you're talking about one game for 2 hours.
Today they did a season outlook for the Cowboys and Steelers, which...
that's home runs if you need it. And those clips are good too, right? Because their fans enjoy that, so you do what you got to do. I just think, like, the absence of hockey was a wild decision that was made seemingly at one time. Now, there was a time, and I guess we should have followed up with this, where it was believed because it wasn't on ESPN, it wasn't to be talked about.
Right.
But now it is on ESPN, and it still wasn't really getting talked about. As a human that enjoys at least understanding what the hell's going on in hockey throughout the year, not able to watch every single game, it's like, shouldn't I get some sort of play on there?
Especially when you got the Rangers who are right in your backyard and they're going to 3 consecutive overtimes. Like, all these games are incredibly entertaining and, like, edge of your seat. Like, it just... I mean, I don't know. Again, he knows better than we do for how to run his show. But, like, you would think, hey, there's only a handful of these games left. Like, just throwing in 10 minutes of that, like, at least changes things up for them and kind of gets them more engaged as opposed to, like, okay, we just did this for one block. Now let's do the exact same thing after commercial.
I do enjoy the shit out of Greeny. Greeny's a person that's supposed to hate me.
For sure.
Greeny, you know what I mean? Greeny's a human. If you just think
maybe if he didn't know you, maybe if he didn't talk to you, he didn't know you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But he was the one that, like, opened door and was like, hey, I would like this guy to be on my show. Greeny was the one that was like, I want this guy on the show. Like, none of the suits at ESPN were like, we think you should be on Get Up. Greeny was like, I would like this guy on the show. So, like, he was always incredibly kind to me very early and a wealth of knowledge in this thing. Now, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to do everything that it does, but, like, anytime I've ever had a question, he's answered for it. And I appreciate the hell out of him. But it is too.
Greeny's the rudder. Don't you think Greeny's like the rudder? He's the rudder that sets the sports world in the direction that they're going for that day.
Well, Mike and Mike definitely. What, 6 a.m. they were on? Yep. So that's the first shot. Like, I used to do Bob.
That was gigantic. For people that don't know how, that were absolutely gigantic.
I reference what Mike and Mike was whenever I was talking to Bob Iger and Jimmy Pitaro about our show. It's like, if we can get on the road, because they used to travel to places.
Yeah.
They used to travel to games. They were like a part of it. It's like, I think we would enjoy doing that. Now, nobody will be able to replicate them. They're both Hall of Famers. That show is phenomenal, but they were also on in the morning. When I used to do Bob and Tom, I was incredibly lucky to do Bob and Tom here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And Tom Griswold, is Bob Cavoy and Tom Griswold. Tom was the one that was like recruiting me to come do the show. I didn't want to do it because it was around for so long. I knew of it. I didn't want to ruin it, to be honest. That was 100% the case. And Tom Griswold was pitching it, and he talked about being the morning show. And it's like, morning show, first hack at jokes. You get the first hack at the jokes of whatever it is, because everybody's gonna be covered the same shit. So you kind of get the first hack at it. It's like in sports world, you get the first hacks at the takes. You're like setting what the thoughts are for a lot of people that are tuning into a show to hear what the thoughts are. So a lot of responsibility in those early morning shows. And Get Up obviously is the first one whenever it comes to daytime shows after a Sports Center runs in the morning. So it's like they are literally the first ones kind of setting the table for every other sports talk that is. And he knows that. 20 years he said I've been doing it. It's like, yeah, that's a long ass time being the one that kind of leads the way for an entire sports fan base.
Yeah, I mean, when this show was like in its infancy of us doing the daily sports show, like when we were on DAZN and you were doing the Get Up run and we would go to New York, like that was the prep for the show. Is like you'd go in and be like, hey, Get Up has like this is what we're going to talk about today. Like it just made things easier when we didn't really know like, okay, should we be covering this stuff? Should we be covering this stuff? Like it really was like, okay, I'm going to go do Get Up. You guys watch Get Up, and then we kind of have like the bare bones of what we're going to talk about today.
And if you look at every other show, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And Greeny knows, I respect the fact that he knows that, because there's like a couple leech accounts on X that'll rip our videos and act like they're theirs and run an entire business off it. And I like get pissed. Think about the amount of ideas that have been stolen from Greeny over the years. And he just got to be, these motherfuckers wouldn't even have a business without, you know what I mean? Like that entire thought. 20 years of it, and he's still just like, hey, let's get up and let's do it again.
Yeah, whatever.
I love his mindset, too.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
His juice, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know all that stuff about like how Mike and Mike was viewed in the beginning. So like without knowing Greenberg, absolutely what you said, like that is someone I would expect to hate you. But then hearing that, it's like, oh, okay, so Greeny was kind of this exact type of thing just 25 years
ago. A lot of the Mike and Mike fans say towards the end it got different.
Yeah.
Which is going to happen anytime you have a run at the success level that they had for as long as they did. But like Golic and Greeny woke up a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
For a long time.
Long time.
Yes, long time. Thank you for your service, you two.
Thank you, Mike and Mike.
Guys. Thank you for your service, you two. Let's talk about some stuff happening around the NFL. Obviously, this man is the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. Ty Schmidt, an owner of the Green Bay Packers. Well, Tom Brady was on The Herd with Colin Cowherd just yesterday, chit-chatting about the future of Jordan Love. And listen to what he had to say.
Some of these teams, and you look at Jordan Love, who I was watching some of those clips that you had on before I came on, but he had Aaron Rodgers to watch. And that's the best type of training, in my opinion. Watch someone else do it at a very high level and then try to emulate them with your own personality. Maybe a little bit of the misnomer with the draft is that these players can come in and all of a sudden become this great professional player before they've really had the training and the development.
So I think we all kind of echo those sentiments. If you look at basically anybody that has seemingly had a little bit, Patrick Mahomes waited 16 games or 15 games, if it was a 16-game season or a 17-game season, I don't recall. He didn't play until the last game whenever they had already secured like the number one seed in the AFC, so they rested Alex Smith. Patrick Mahomes plays against the Denver Broncos. He goes bananas in that game, just like he had been doing in practice, I guess, all year. And they decided to move on from Alex Smith and start Patrick Mahomes. And we all think, holy shit, that's crazy. But he got to watch Alex, and I think he's giving credit to Alex. In that particular conversation, he talks about all the people that helped him before. Drew Bledsoe, and he started going through all the coaches that he was able to watch. And I have always said that if Andrew Luck, who is an incredible quarterback, obviously, if he plays longer, he goes on to be one of the greats of all time. I believe the Colts win Super Bowl. I believe if he goes on to play, if he would have had a chance to watch Peyton for 1 year, just 1 year, watch Peyton off the field, in the meetings, in the building, how you talk to people, what you're allowed to say to coaches. Like, nah, I ain't doing that. Like, you're allowed to do it. I think it would have helped him immensely and maybe even kept him like in the game longer if he was able to do it. But obviously, your number one overall pick, the pressure's on you immediately. It's like what happened with Jordan Love, although it had to be miserable to be the topic of conversation in the way that it was. And we've never held that against Jordan Love, obviously, as a show that has had Aaron Rodgers on every single week for the last 4 seasons. But it's like, what a learning situation that was for him. And he also took advantage of it, AJ. You know, not everybody does that. And I think that's a big part of it as well.
I think that's the biggest thing right there. He actually seems like he took advantage of it. And Jordan Love was very quiet through the whole process. If you remember they're putting up clips of him, they're going through the bags and throwing the ball into the net, and he's missing the net multiple times, and people are just trying to find a reason of why this guy's not going to work and all of this stuff. And he just kind of stuck to it and never really said a whole lot, at least publicly, and went to work and definitely watched Aaron. And Aaron got to watch Brett, and he talks about that too, how valuable that was. But it's just where we are right now. Like, teams are worried. You got to win now or you're out of there. We're gonna kick you to the curb if you're the coach or whoever you are, GM, whatever it may be. And teams don't really want to be patient or feel like they don't have the luxury to be patient.
Which kind of leads to, like, are we being hypocritical then about the Penix conversation if he sits for a couple years behind Kirk and he's way ahead of where anybody could ever expect him to be? And then obviously with the Green Bay Packers doing it with Brett to Aaron and then doing it to Aaron with Jordan Love, we were even a part of it. Like, why?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like now the benefits are immense. He looked like a vet last season.
Yeah.
Like, he was the team there for a while. And you guys got to be comfortable for another 10 years, 15 years at this point. What a position to be in.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it was like the back half of the season, you knew, like, okay, he's the guy. But I think this upcoming year, like, I think he's really going to surprise some people because that's what they said, like, this is finally LaFleur's offense. You know, he kind of had to cater to Rodgers, obviously, because he'd been there so long, and Rodgers had a lot of stuff that he wanted to do that was a little bit different than what LaFleur wanted to do. But they drafted Jordan Love because he worked so well in what LaFleur was trying to do. And even like the first 8 weeks of the season last year, they kind of had the training wheels on, and I don't think they were super comfortable with throwing everything at him. And then there was just kind of that point where everything changed and was like, okay, he can handle this. He can kind of run this show, and we saw what he did. But I think a big part of this, too, that no one really talks about because everyone has their opinions on Rodgers is you have to give a lot of credit to Rodgers, the way he handled, like, he went out and he did kind of mentor Jordan Love. Like, there was the big thing when Rodgers got drafted, Favre was very public saying, like, hey, listen, it's not my responsibility to get this kid ready, all right? If he wants to watch and learn from me, like, that's one thing, but I'm not going to hold his hand and get him ready to take my job. And I don't want to say Rodgers held Love's hand to get him ready to take his job, but he was very forthright and honest about the fact that, like, hey, it was very awkward and kind of weird and icy with me and Brett, and I don't want that to be the situation with me and Jordan. Like, so if he's open to learning from me, like, I'm going to give him everything I have and bring him along as much as I can, and obviously that's paid dividends.
He's going to have to ask questions. I'm not laying out a pitch deck
exactly
to him. Yeah. Remember that was what I think every veteran in the NFL has said, like, hey, I got to prepare for my job. Like, this is the biggest league on earth. I can't be coach another guy to also prepare for myself. But if he asks questions, I will answer. It's not my job to put together a presentation on how to be a fucking NFL quarterback. Like, that is not the responsibility of me. I don't think that is, and everybody has kind of said that throughout it. Now, this leads to whenever we do draft analysis and we say, this guy's not going to be ready for another year or two. It's like, that should be how it is. Like, you should feel good with Drake May's situation, with what everybody's saying, especially because Jacoby Brissett has been a starter before, has been around in multiple buildings, sees what works, what doesn't work. You would think he would be the perfect setup for Drake May up there for the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. I couldn't be happier about the status of the Patriots now, especially because when you do look around the division, there are so many good teams just inside with the Jets and Rodgers and all the guys that they added, like Greeny said, and, you know, Josh Allen and the Bills, and now Tua with the guys they're paying down there in Miami. But what you said about Penix and Kirk, the difference is just that all those guys in the past, Rodgers, Bledsoe with Brady, you know, those situations, they already had their guy. Like, they didn't go out that same offseason to get a guy and then draft a quarterback. Like, that's why that situation's so shitty. But in New England, I couldn't be happier. It's a win-win because if Drake May ends up starting, then that means he won the job. I hope he sits, kind of like the Josh Allen thing where Fitzmagic started 11 games and then Josh Allen came in late and still got some games under under his belt before going into his second season. But yeah, I think the strategy that, the Packers have done so well, that Elliott Wolf, came over and kind of didn't adopt or bring there on his own, but his philosophy, at least, especially when it comes to drafting guys, receivers, and all those things of that nature, like as a Patriots fan, you got to be pumped.
And if you're a Falcons fan, if this ends up working out,
doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah. Bingo.
When does it work out though? How many years?
3 years.
I mean, Jordan Love, it took
4.
Yeah,
4 years.
If after Kirk's done, if Penix plays 8 to 10 years for the Falcons, like this is a massive success.
And if Kirk's great,
yeah, exactly.
That's like what they're aiming for, right? Kirk to be great, lead the way here for young guy to become the guy. Stay healthy, do whatever. You get hurt now. We got a young guy who was top 10 pick. I'm excited to see how the Falcons thing does shape up.
Especially preseason. Penix comes out and lights up the preseason. Can you imagine how juiced people are going to be?
He throws one of these deep balls down there.
Yeah, like Drake London. I would love to know what Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson are thinking.
Yeah, and you put him in an interesting situation, especially with never being around Kirk Cousins. Let's pivot away from the NFL. Let's go to golf. Charges have been dropped.
Okay.
Scotty Scheffler.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool letter put out, buddy, too.
We will certainly get into Detective Dumbass's entire...
Billy something.
I don't know if that's his name. It seems to be the case, though. That might not be his
Brian
name.
Gillis.
There it is. Mr. Gillis, not related to Shane at all.
It might be. You never know.
Shout out to Tires, by the way. Shout out.
It's good. I've seen it a little bit.
Baby Shane.
We're going, Shane.
Baby. But, Detective Gillis has released a statement now after an agreement has been reached between Scheffler and Louisville where nobody will sue anybody for this entire thing. Okay, Scotty? We just drop the charges, and we both just move along. Never see each other again. Never sue each other. Well, Detective Brian Gillis had a statement for immediate release. A tragic incident occurred. The family of Mr. Mills remains in my family's thoughts and prayers. Amen. It was very, very tragic what happened when a member of the PGA Tour vendors was killed and hit by a car down the road before, obviously, the situation with Scotty Scheffler, in which this guy who's writing this statement lied about mostly everything, and we saw it all on video. But don't worry. That will not change his stance. This was a chaotic situation for everyone involved. Ensuring the safety of everyone in the vicinity was my utmost priority. Thank you for protecting and serving, sir. Mr. Scheffler and I both agree that there will be no ill will over this going forward. Instead of giving a negative public reaction, he chose to speak with dignity, humility, and respect. My family and I appreciate that. Now, he did not make that deal with us.
No.
That deal is not with us. It was unfortunate and disturbing to hear Steve Romines, who's the lawyer for Scotty Scheffler, who we've seen with a beard and with a clean face, commentary today, claiming that a false arrest was made and for him to challenge my honesty and integrity. I'd be surprised and disappointed Mr. Scheffler actually had any part in making those statements. To be clear, I was drugged by the car. I went to the ground and I received visible injuries to my knees and wrist. I'm going to recover from it, and it will be okay. This is the extent of my commentary on the incident. The reality is that there are more important things in the world right now than a back and forth over this. A person lost his life that day, and a family lost a loved one. Agreed. We were all bummed out about that. Not a bad way to grandstand at the end of a quote, though, to kind of keep it moving, after how you feel. At the end of the day, I take pride in working for the people in the community to preserve their safety. I've spent 2 decades trying to protect this city through some challenging times, and I would like to keep doing so without the distractions caused by this series of events that he created. Once again, I wish Scotty Scheffler and his family all the best. Sincerely,
B. Mills.
B. Mills. P.S. Yes, the department has us buying freaking $80 pants. To those concerned, they were indeed ruined. But Scotty, it's all good. I never would have guessed I'd have the most famous pair of pants in the country for a few weeks because of this. Take care. And be safe. Jeez. Brian, doesn't even put the detective at the beginning. He said we're friends now. But we saw the video. Like, what are we even? You didn't get dragged. You sprinted up to a car and tried to break the windshield of it, and then he immediately stopped. And then maybe whenever you were reaching into his window to try to either put it in park or turn it off before dragging him out, your pants were ruined on the side. Maybe there was bird poop on the side of the car.
Could have been.
Even though it was a wet early morning. And maybe when he was reaching in, almost elbowing the number one golfer in the world in the head while trying to do it, maybe he got bird poop on his pants that weren't able to come out.
Sure.
Maybe that was what's the case. Maybe poop did leave his butt through the entire process after finding out, oh no, that's Scotty Scheffler. Oh no, you guys got my back, right? This is a wild turn of events, but it's over, and we're all thankful for it, Adrian.
Yeah, I'm sure it's over. I mean, the fact that
allegedly,
are we surprised that the arrest happened after reading this letter? I don't think so.
Not at
Like,
all.
the PS at the bottom, the $80 pants situation. That what a bizarre way to end it. Like this whole thing is just it's ridiculous, and I understand why this is the guy that arrested Scotty. Yeah, this is why it happened.
And he'll continue to be in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Send him on out there.
2 more decades.
Thank you for your service. For shoot to police officers. Okay? Not an easy job, scary job. Not a lot of people come home. Okay, but this is the type of guy that all the other cops are like, shut up.
Yeah.
Please.
Stop.
You're not helping us. We saw the video, dude.
Yeah, come on.
Everyone saw the video.
Evidence.
Dragged. What do you mean dragged? Is he had like his coat got caught and he got dragged or
He
something?
doesn't know what it means.
We're back tomorrow. More investigating. That was how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
More investigating.
Yep. I'm investigative journalism.
I thought the letter was fake. I legit thought it was. I thought the PS part was fake.
I thought the whole thing was fake.
I'm
Might be.
pissed.
I mean, maybe it's fake. And maybe everybody's getting duped, but I don't think that's.
I don't think so.
Nope. That's his signature.
We're happy it's dropped, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is weird it's dropped because not a lot. I feel like not a lot of people who drag police officers with their car gets dropped.
Yeah, especially if he got bruises visible on my wrists and my knees. Now, we're not going to ask where those bruises potentially came from. I don't know what this guy's doing in his free time.
No idea.
You know, like, I watch my baby crawl around the house,
Mm-hmm.
and I think to myself, her knees.
It's crazy that they never hurt him.
And maybe this guy, you know, there's people that act like cats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe this guy is at night catting around the house.
Could be.
That'd be cool.
Cat cowing at least.
Yeah. And he got caught on the wrong stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they gave him a little catnip. He was all.
Yep. Went outside by accident.
Yeah. On top. Maybe he was on AstroTurf, that old school
House cat.
That's
AstroTurf.
tough. That's tough on your knees.
They gave him some catnip, you know, and he was like, and he was going around on the AstroTurf, and all of a sudden, wrists and knees kind of bruised up. We don't know.
No.
Didn't Greeny talk about this morning? I thought Greeny set the tone this morning talking about this.
Yeah, that's why we're following suit here.
Exactly.
Drop the suit. We'll follow suit.
Yep.
Scotty Scheffler is now a man that doesn't have a felony charge. That's
Yeah.
all right, Scotty.
Pretty cool.
What a wild scene, dude.
Countersuit would have been awesome. I'm bummed that he said we agreed not to sue each other. I would have loved to see Scotty say, you know what? Actually, you're the reason that I didn't win a fucking major, so I'm going to go ahead and carry out this.
You know what? His lawyer, who was presented with hey, we're going to drop the charges, just nobody's allowed to be smudge anybody. Like, we're going to sign an NDA, we're not going to do anything for you, no future lawsuits, none of that. And he goes, no. And I'll take it to him, but this is bullshit.
Yep.
And then he takes it to Scotty. Oh, well, this is bullshit. Oh, this is bullshit. You were a false arrest. Like, we can really make some real change here, potentially, because of the amount of attention this is being. How many times this happens in real life that doesn't get heard about to a lot of different people because it's not the number one golfer on earth, but they will drop the charges. Bullshit. If I am acting as your legal counsel, this is bullshit. We should be able to say, no.
Or go.
Yeah, this is not how this potential legacy.
Yes.
It's a major, millions of dollars.
Bingo.
Whole thing.
PGA Championship.
That's what his lawyer was obviously saying, because you hear his lawyer go, this is bullshit. Like, his lawyer's like, against my recommendation. Yeah, this is happening.
That's not Scotty though. Scotty's just like, all right,
we're done with it. I like cops. It's like, yeah, we all like cops, but like, these cops need to be sorted.
Yeah.
Right? I think for the
Did the lawyer maybe even pitch out like, hey, if your boy grows up to be a lawyer and he hears that you didn't countersue, as a lawyer, he might be pretty pissed at you.
All right. I mean, maybe he did talk about it.
That should have been his angle. If he wanted to, that should have been his angle.
This guy had a baby, got arrested, played in a major, all in 1 week, got a felony charge against him.
Yeah.
All in 1 week.
Well, that mugshot lives forever now.
Yeah,
You know? I mean, it's like the same thing. And then we saw the body cam footage of the other cop who instead like Scotty's shell shocked, like, hey, I thought I was just following instructions. I'm just trying to get in here and kind of, do what I got to do. And instead of like de-escalating the situation, kind of talk to him a little bit more. He's like, no, you knew he was a cop. Why do you think we got these fucking yellow jackets on? Get your ass out of the car now.
What if Scotty would have responded and been like, well, I play in a tournament every single week, and all the security people wear yellow jackets, actually, and they're not all cops, that are outside big events like this. And what if Scotty does give any smart-ass answer? If Scotty Scheffler is any other human with that situation, like, I couldn't even fathom me sitting there.
Imagine how upset most people would be. They'd be pissed. Like, people would be responding violently.
That lady from Sea Isle City.
Bingo.
Could you imagine what she would have done?
Oh, my God. Because he starts saying, yeah, you bruised him. Yeah, we saw it. Yeah. You shredded his knee. You assaulted a cop, bro. He's like, oh. And Scotty even, like, kind of agrees to it, because I would assume Scotty could not see. And once again, it was dark and rainy, and he heard, boom. So at that moment, when Scotty's being talked to by detective or cop, Scotty probably gonna say, "Oh, geez, I'm in big I don't know." Probably felt so terrible. Think about it, the Scotty Scheffler we know. I dragged him.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Did I kill somebody?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bad guy.
Well, and that guy's body cam was on, so I bet if you keep rolling that footage, there is absolutely a shot of that detective with his pants like there's no doubt about it.
Well, and how about them just talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they're like, we don't need any follow-up.
Bingo.
lawsuits.
Yes.
We don't need any, what's that called whenever they go through all your shit? Discovery, there it is.
Yeah, Discovery.
I remember that was a part of a threat to us whenever Brett Favre and their people were suing us. You want to get to a discovery phase? I don't care. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You tell us.
No, you might be right. Let's just drop it.
What a scene. That was a real time.
Crazy.
For our show.
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl.
Real lawsuit. Real lawsuit.
Yeah. I remember when we got the letter. I remember when we got that.
Yeah, that was wild. That was a crazy time.
In Arizona.
Scotty Scheffler, his lawyer was like, yeah, we need to do one of those.
Yeah.
I wish. I truly do.
No way. If I'm Scotty, I want this fucking over as fast as possible.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
So you're telling me I need to not talk ill about guy that lied on a police report and when everybody saw it on Earth, allegedly?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
But the guy called Scotty's lawyer a liar. He didn't directly call Scotty.
On the other hand, his lawyer.
He said, "Look, I like this guy, just like Ty. Look, I love whoever. It's like Ty. How he starts.
No,
Ty.
I think Ty says that about people he hates.
Ricochet.
Strictly.
I'm not saying he hates Scotty. I'm saying he believes his story that he got dragged in his pants and all that.
If we know this personality profile well enough, this guy's trying to meet up with Scotty Scheffler 5 years from now for hey, you want to talk? The whole thing. Like I'm thinking,
we're gonna find out too how they feel about him because if more body cam footage does come out, you got to think like they might.
It's not going to come out.
I hope it does. I was surprised that this came out, the 3-minute one. Like, do we think the 3-minute one was even going to come out?
True, very true.
Like,
it was long too. It was tough to get through. You go 1:30 into that, it is tough, especially after seeing the video. That's the whole.
Yes.
Like, yo, we saw it. Hey.
Saint it.
Yeah.
This isn't back in the day where like some people saw it and not everybody. Yeah. The whole world. You know why? Because he's the number one golfer on Earth.
Start to finish too. We saw it. Not as if it was like halfway through and there was already something going on. Like saw him slam on the window. Like we saw the whole entire.
What if he dragged him when he was behind his butt? We haven't even thought about that.
Yeah.
True. That's what he's gonna say. Isn't that what he's saying? Probably he got dragged for the split second there behind the bus.
Yeah. So he was on all fours like Braun Breaker, and then he got up and chased that car. Have you seen this video of Braun Breaker coming through Monday Night Raw down there in Savannah?
He should not be able to move this well for how big and jacked.
Dude, how about he's absolutely jacked. His ass is 1.5 inches off the ground while he's in a full, like pouncing stance. He's a freak. He's
the one.
Braun Breaker's the real deal.
He's the one.
Yeah, barking is a cool thing.
Sweet.
Love the barking. Love the barking.
Ripping his shirt off every time he just absolutely implants someone into the mat.
Yeah, it's an in and full line.
Yeah.
We saw some of his highlights on a football field, obviously. The guy can move. He was a fullback. Look at this dude. Like a jungle cat. He wasn't allowed to be there, obviously. He snuck in.
Is he a Bosa?
Smart. He was suspended for a week. He might be a Bosa. That is what he looks like, isn't it?
Look at his traps.
Look at his look how low he is, just casually crawling pretty much.
So pliable.
And then
so pliable and flexible.
And Ricochet just did a shooting star in the background. The highlight of Monday night is through and boom!
99.
Explodes through Ricochet. And then he would do the same to Ilya, by the way. And Ilya wouldn't be able to walk behind. They had to get him. They had to peel his Russian ass off the mat.
Yep.
And then get him to the back. He couldn't even stand up in the back because Braun Breaker broke him in half.
Yep. That's the way it goes.
That's what that cop, I guess, did.
Right.
Yeah.
If that was
the whole length of the bus, and then at the very end.
And sprinted. And tried to break. Instead of a spear, his move was I'm breaking the windshield.
Yeah. Double axe handle to the windshield.
Let's get to a break. Only here.
Only here.
We're trying to get to the bottom of it.
Trying to talk about
journalism.
Scotty freaking Scheffler, man.
How about him saying, I'm happy we're past this and not suing each other. What he was thinking to himself is, I'm going to do this again tomorrow. That's what that felt.
I did nothing wrong.
You think?
You know what that sounded like? I mean, there was not even a single, I will be more careful with my...
None.
You're right.
Then I think Scotty came in second last week.
Could you
Hey,
imagine?
the good thing though, Scotty kind of pumps Scotty up, puts him his face at least out there in the mainstream because people say for how good Scotty is, he's not as recognizable as he should be.
And I know, yes, bingo. And he's a bad boy. He's an outlaw
He is an outlaw.
with that beard and everything. Whatever. Thank you for serving the community to all police officers.
Oh yeah.
Legit. This is just like whenever we potentially point out some flaws in referees. This is not all refs we're talking about. No. But this is certainly a situation that I assume happens on a more than never basis.
For sure.
And it's all happening in front of our eyes. Next hour, we got Beef Stew.
Let's go.
Breanna Stewart. Okay?
Killing it.
4-time national champion in college.
That's absurd. How does that even happen?
Pretty good.
Still,
Pretty good.
I mean, shimmy, shake, one hand off the glass right in front of my face. I was not familiar with her game. I had no idea she really existed. That's on me. We're trying to change that, obviously.
Yep.
Now she's launching a league where they're going to pay women's basketball players more money than any women's sport has ever paid women. Holy shit. Can't wait for that combo. Also, J.J. Watt has publicly released, although I think they came in last night, he's got the J.J. Watt ones.
Ooh, those are sick.
Going down to Cary, North Carolina. I don't think you're allowed to have that cleat up there in the front. I'm not sure those are regulation soccer boots.
That's football. Better saw that
Those
off.
are American football cleats. He will have to or scrape it off of there. They look sweet, though. I wonder how he is on the field. We'll see next week down in Cary.
Terrible.
Great touch in that video he posted.
Yeah, I'm going with terrible.
He triple beat somebody.
Yeah. Well, might have went out of bounds either side of the field, but no, it looked good.
Coach Gump, we've been getting to work, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Left peg yesterday, brother.
I've been seeing some of that. Gump seems like a great coach, great trainer.
Yeah, he is. He is certainly. He's good vibes. Good vibes. Okay.
That's big in coaching.
A lot of that.
That is big.
Look at this.
Yeah, we're working on quick turns. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Watch
Smaller
this.
field.
Left, exact same
That's where you're going to
spot.
be anyway. Cherry pick.
Left,
cherry pick.
I'm not cherry
Sword
picking.
ball.
I don't do that, but I will certainly be near the front boom.
Bottom, exact same.
Yeah, we're hitting corners, bud. We're painting paint. We're hitting paint right now. Trying.
Hell yeah.
I was very worried I was going to wake up today and the left leg was not going to be able to bend.
But
And
there it is.
looks flexible.
Good.
Hey, you're good.
Shout out to science.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't kicked with my left foot.
Why would
decades.
Are there doctors and people down there for if people do end up getting hurt down there in 150-degree weather?
I'm worried about death.
Heat stroke.
For me, every ligament in both of my knees and ankles, definitely worried about those. And then obviously every muscle from about here down.
Sure.
Potentially gone next week. But Cona SC shall rise.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm worried about that.
Hey, yeah, what are the odds that you bicycle kick a goal? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
High.
Maybe somebody on the squad. Fosso, if he can get out of the MRI machine, can
So
he
that's-
bicycle kick one?
Me and Fosso potentially in the same position after about 5 minutes into game one. And that's going to be on bench for rest of the tournament because we hurt ourselves so bad. The good news is rest of Cona SC in shape. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to debut the official roster for Concava. All right, this is a big deal.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
20 spots. Okay, multiple goalkeepers, 2 of them. A couple futsal national team members. Ex-U.S. men's national team members.
What?
MLS players.
What?
European players.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, the official roster of the Concava SC presented by Dude Wipes competing in Cary, North Carolina next week. Now, as you look across that group, I'm not going to be able to dive into everybody's bio, but just know we got U.S. men's national team experience. We got futsal experience. We got indoor arena soccer league experience currently. We got the golden boot, I believe, of the arena league coming and playing for our team. And although some people might not recognize all these humans on this team, we got dogs across the board.
I mean,
and Jeff Cameron up there at the top, he led training camp. He's got a conditioning building, I think, a facility that he goes through. Knows all these. Mike Grella, former teammate of mine way back in the day, he pieced together this team. Mike Foss, obviously senior vice president of ESPN. But yeah, our team is a good team, quality team. We're gonna win.
I mean, I need an Eddie Speed jersey.
Ed
yesterday.
Speed.
Are you kidding me?
That's the first name we all saw.
Eddie Speed. Give me that.
Looks like a pro
Is he
soccer
the golden boot?
Yeah, we have we have a real team. Like
Hell yeah.
You know, I don't know. I've not met most of these humans.
Sure.
I'll be meeting them next Tuesday night in Cary, North Carolina.
That's right.
And we will have a night of camaraderie And obviously, I can't wait to hear Mike Foss's speech. I can't wait to hear Jeff Cameron's speech. Obviously, Mike Grella will have to say something. I'll probably add in a little tidbit of what I think we need, a little grit, little John.
Sure.
Which the boys have. Whenever they were recruited to this team to make this 20-person roster.
Yeah.
Okay? Had to have the right stuff.
Yeah.
Got dogs.
I mean, you got a guy with an Ovich at the end of his name. That's all really needs to be said.
Yeah. And to be clear, I'm still learning about a lot of these guys. Yeah.
Sure.
How'd you put it together? How'd you put this squad together?
Me?
Watched
the
a lot
whole
of
thing.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just said, hey, Foss and Grella, you guys figure it out.
Yep.
You know, I'm part
Smart,
of it. I'll
smart.
do it. Jeff Cameron, West Virginia guy at one point, then he transferred out. So, I mean, I do know of Jeff Cameron. I don't think we've
He's
met.
the biggest name, right?
Gordy Gerson, I feel like I know him.
Gordo?
Well, there's
Yeah.
an Escobar on the team. And just know.
Yeah.
Got Stoner's brother there too, Michael Stone.
I'm excited for this team to win.
Jeff Cameron, Stoke City legend.
Yeah.
I watched him growing up. He is a stud.
I mean, Zat Knight is making first team all name for sure.
So the strategy behind building the team between Foss and Grella was very real. Smaller field, okay? Need guys that are still in shape, currently in shape, because you do have to run. I think there's a lot of subs coming. So we're planning on being a
Blitzkrieg.
Yes,
Yeah,
a speed team and a physical team. And then strategy at training camp last week or 2 weeks ago was implement. I mean, boys are really trying to play.
Let's go.
I don't know if everybody just gets a spot again next year or if that's going to have to be earned, but Cona SC is lucky to have the team that they do. All right, let's get to a break. Ladies and gentlemen, when we get back, Breanna Stewart, I can't wait to get down to Gary.
Yeah. It's going to be
So much of me doing this.
great time.
Go on, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
I'm going to bring some smelling salts. I got some that I give my kids sometimes. I'll bring
Yes.
some for the squad.
Love those. Edward Speed.
Here's an Ed Speed highlight film. He's 5'9", 160.
A great name.
Oh, he's right up here. Ball's
there you
coming
go.
out. Volley. Oh, head.
Whoa. What?
Oh, my word.
Guy's got a dome.
Oh, we got to set this guy up.
Well, here's the deal. So J.J. Watt's going to be 4X. Everybody else is saying he was on the team, the menace team right there. Edward Speed right back. Big dome.
Oh, that thing is shot out of a can.
Everybody's in shape. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. So I'm only going to have to play a couple minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all we need.
Just like we fucking said it
Look at
would.
Zat Knight was a Aston Villa super.
Oh! Ed Speed! Go back.
Eddie Speed, baby.
Goodness, are you serious? Where is this
like
game?
Beckham.
Buddy, I'm telling you.
Wembley.
Jeez.
Buddy, I'm telling you. We got guys. I mean, me being on the
No
field
way.
is yeah.
Holy shit.
Me being on the field is going to be to the detriment of our team, but I'm going to have to at least get 2 to 3 minutes a game.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to have to be. I'm sorry about it. I've been working, so I'm going to have to do that. But yeah, we're going to be playing ball. No way.
Oh, blender.
Ooh.
Oh,
Here we
right
go,
back
in
to
the
Ed
box.
Speed.
Ed Speed.
Oh, good look, Ed.
Oh.
Wow.
Got dogs everywhere.
Love
dude.
this guy.
It's 5'9", 160. So think about J.J. Watt out on the field.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
What he's going to look like a rhinoceros.
Oh, my God.
Can you set picks in soccer? Can I have a stationary pick?
No, so I'm not going to tell J.J. Watt that this is probably how everybody's thinking with him playing on the field, but the amount of fouls people are going to try to draw from J.J. Watt with his incredible soft first touch, just all you got to do is just get in between him and the ball and 6'6", 290.
Yeah, right.
Touches your back.
I mean, you're getting – J.J. might get a red card every game.
Yep.
There's a chance, which we wouldn't want to see because he's got those cool cleats.
Yeah, he better not fucking touch Ed Speed or I'm rushing the field.
Yeah, the speed jerseys are going to sell quick, I do believe, as they should. He's due to have a big Concava SC debut.
Yeah. He's my early favorite for MVP.
All right, let's get to a break. Breanna Stewart will be on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 5!
Here's Richardson. He takes it in for his first NFL touchdown.
Gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you so much for taking the time where you're contractually obligated to, so I appreciate you guys being here.
I want to be here. I just want you to know.
Come on.
I have watched you do your thing, man. Nothing but respect and praise for you.
Will you touch this? Me too, man.
Number 2 overall, baby.
Bench, dude. Boys, you're calling a national championship again, Ty Schmidt.
Unbelievable. Should we be here?
No!
Probably not.
No
but
way. I kicked the ball to myself on that.
Oh, yeah.
Right there, I kicked the ball to myself.
That's right. Should have told CJ.
Maybe the most athletic thing I've ever done in my entire being. Well, CJ, yeah, happy to see you.
Completely ruined.
Everybody's happy to see you.
Ruined the lot.
I picked him.
Everybody's really
I picked
happy
him to win.
see
I'm
you,
all right.
CJ. Congratulations on winning the AFC South as a rookie quarterback.
It's a big deal. First time ever with a rookie.
You okay?
That's a big deal, CJ. Dude, you're absurd, bro.
Thank you.
For how young you are?
Playing in Indianapolis, that was probably the loudest stadium I played in NFL.
Wow.
That was like a college atmosphere.
How about that?
That's Pete, you got 2 knees, 2 ankles?
2 knees, 2 ankles, and some big boy pants that slide up around.
Move along like I know you do. Move along.
Where's that guy's penis go? That guy had a lot of courage. Good question.
It's ice cold in there. It's ice cold.
It's the first documented button dick. Game day stuff. That's what's being said. I didn't come up with that. That's what's being said.
It was our show, 3 hours, 15 minutes. Then it was the 2-hour gap. Then it was game day, straight in national championship field pass. For 2 schools that are going to be talking about this day for the rest of their lives. Both of these teams being chastised from all different angles. Washington, there's no way this team from the Pac-12 in their last year with Kalen DeBoer as the head coach can continue to win. They're going to stumble somewhere. They didn't. Then you think about Michigan. 2 separate suspensions for their head coach, and all they've done is stay the course. And tonight, banners, rings, reunion conversations forever on the line. What an honor it is to be here. Look at belt buckle, like yours, man. Belt buckle. Like with some light ranching to do down here in Houston. He comes out of his cuts, he sees people, he shakes them, and he doesn't look anywhere near as small as you would think. He's powerful. I love Blake. A lot of NFL GMs are saying, wait a second, is Michael Penix maybe one of the top 3 guys to go to the NFL? Because what he does with a football is stupendous. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the national championship game for the 2023 college football season. That'll see the Washington Huskies representing the Pac-12 in its final year, taking on that team led by that man, the Michigan Wolverines and Jim Harbaugh. We're bouncing. We are house calling. Donovan Edwards, touchdown in the national championship. Extra point is up and good. D-Bud with the one-hand grab to start the national championship. And maybe D-Bud. Con man, what's the decibels over there?
Yeah, Pat, the decibels are high right now. Let me tell you, it's 106.4. This might be the line.
Good decibel meter. We have actual gimmicks. Depending upon tonight, does JJ go to the NFL, which Mel Kiper has him as the 5th-rated quarterback in the draft? What does that mean, Mel?
Well, it means that he's got the physical and tangible tools in his head to be a first-round quarterback. I think whether he wins or loses. Oh, no.
Donovan Edwards running into our lap. That's 2 for the Michigan Wolverines and 2 for Donovan Edwards. Pete Thamel, how long's that sign blocker been doing it, and how has he gotten to a level where he's the best in the game?
He's been a Michigan man for quite some time now. And obviously, he wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for that pesky bastard Connor Stallions. But Coach Harbaugh, he found a place for him in the Michigan family.
A beautiful moment between the Harbaugh brothers on the sideline. The one on the right there, number 1 seed in the AFC. The one on the left, up 17-3 in the national championship. Third option, McMillan, touchdown with a flag on Michigan. That'll stand 17-10. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Hey-o! Michigan has the rock.
Tony dropped his mic. Tony dropped his mic.
Oh, no.
Oh, no knee.
Welcome back to the national championship where elite athletes perform and Tone Diggs does something to embarrass his entire family.
I'm ready if Penix goes down. Sling. Boom!
Snap, handoff, play Cora. Has blockers.
Got it.
breaks a tackle, touchdown, Michigan. Penix is left, he hasn't looked there yet. And the Michigan Wolverines are going to be national champions for the first time in a long time. Oh yes, we got a streaker, security spearing the guys, losing his pants. Cop's on top of him. Wow. Cross body. Wow. Cop's got his knee on his sternum. Say, listen, Michigan man.
Bag him and tag him, boys.
I think Pink Shirt pulled a quad. Pink Shirt is not ready. What a win, dude. Hey, let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this big journalism Thursday, May 30th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Sports! Our fantastic... AJ, don't need you making a mockery out of this.
I was very hesitant. I wasn't sure what it was today because it switched yesterday. Right?
Man, it could have been journalism today because we've been doing a lot of that. That's very fair. This man is the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. That's AJ Hawk. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here and joining us right now, ladies and gentlemen, is a goat.
Yep.
Okay? Is a goat. I was not necessarily familiar enough with her game until I had courtside seats to watch her go to work against the Indiana Fever on opening night here at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse just a few weeks ago. We're talking getting fouled, falling, one-handed, scoopty-whoops, bank off. No-look pass from Ionescu, obviously. They cooked last night as well. And then a falling foul, how you doing, keep it moving, scoop. That was right. I'm sitting literally right underneath where that camera is right there. I'm right. So that is actually my view. And I'm like, holy shit. What the fuck is this? Okay, Rick Carlisle, couple seats down from me, he goes, oh yeah, that's Breanna Stewart. Yeah, she's like maybe the greatest of all time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, his words, not mine. He knows more about basketball. And now entrepreneur, business, Breanna Stewart. Hey,
thank you guys for having me.
That's true story right there, Brian. Absolutely true story. And I apologize for not knowing enough. But that night, what is this? You took that game over multiple times, and Carlisle paid you much respect, and everybody in the building did. I apologize for not knowing enough. Congrats on everything. Way to go. Yeah. Four-time national champion. I got some birthdays I've missed and some celebrations. Four-time national champion, two-time WNBA champion, two-time WNBA MVP, two-time WNBA Finals MVP. Absolute legend. And now, I think after it's been announced, you're trying to change the future of women's basketball forever with this new league that you're starting. Tell me about how Unrivaled has come together. And when you think about the concept, what does the future mean? Is this going to become the premier league for women's basketball?
Well, first of all, Pat, I have to give you a little bit of shit for being so behind with the WNBA. Okay. We're happy that you're here now, so thank you for coming to games. I hope to see you when we come to Indiana one more time later in the season.
Okay, we'll see what day it is. You know, I got stuff. I'm on that raw. I'm busy, but I will. Okay, I will certainly come and watch the Liberty show.
About Unrivaled, it's going to be 3-on-3, 1-on-1, top 30 players. We're going to play 10 weeks in Miami during the W's off season, so we don't have a 7-week gap. And what's most exciting about it is it gives opportunities for players to play at home, not go overseas, build their brands, and make six figures at least.
Yeah, and Charania has been releasing a lot of the info about making six figures each and everything, and we just learned, and once again, we apologize, all right? Okay, Bisu, we apologize. We just learned what the rookie contract is for the Caitlin Clark whenever that was announced that the Big Three made an offer to her that was going to be like 5X whatever she was going to be making in the WNBA. When you piece this whole thing together, obviously salaries are a massive part of it, but ownership is as well. First 30 players are going to get ownership in the league. How is that going to come about, and what's the next moves that you guys have to make to really get this thing launched in January 2025?
Yeah, I mean, I think that funding is closed right now, so we're ready to go. We had our official announcement today, which means we are taking off. I think the thing that you touched on was first 30 players, top 30 of year one are going to have a piece of equity in this league. So as we continue on, hopefully it only gets bigger and better, and just continues to kind of put eyes on women's basketball in a different light.
Go ahead, AJ.
You said 3-on-3, but you also said 1-on-1. So if we go to one of these games, what are we going to see? What does it look like, I guess, from start to finish?
Yeah, so 3-on-3, you're going to see full court. It's about a 60-foot court. It's not 94, so it's a little bit smaller than normal. There's going to be 6 teams of 5, so everybody has 2 subs because, as you guys know, 3-on-3 up and down is exhausting. And then 1-on-1 will be in a half-court setting. It'll be more like 18 players probably. Not everyone that's doing 3-on-3 will play 1-on-1. And if you come, you'll see fast games, buckets, and a lot of excitement.
Is this going to be at night, during day? When is it?
Honestly, the timing hasn't been announced. I think that we're trying to work through a TV deal with John Skipper and Dan Levy. And whenever people want to watch us the most, that's when we're going to be.
Well, I'll be intrigued because January, end of football season. So you got nights that are definitely available. You got nights that are definitely available for mass audience. Not saying that your audience won't follow, but mass audience. And if it's quick, upbeat, and it has great pace, and it has the top 30 players, which people know, let's have some success here.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, let's have some success here. We brought this up earlier to Shams, and I know that this isn't necessarily what the WNBA wants to hear, but don't you think there's a chance that if women have ownership in this league and they're getting paid more money than they potentially make in the WNBA, and you're living in Miami, and it's a 7-week season, and if it has a big platform, is the W worried about this league? Does the W know about this league? And that's real. That's a real question. How is that whole relationship?
Kathy definitely knows about the league, and I think that right now we're just in support of one another. They want us to continue to make this happen because they want us to be home as well. For a basketball player, usually you go overseas. I played in China and Turkey and Russia. So I don't think that there's any hard feelings right now. They're in support of us and making sure that we continue to uplift the W as they uplift us.
Yeah, go get them. Bisu, go get them. You know what I mean? Go. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's go get them. You know what I mean? And I'd say you get the names, and it's what are we even talking about? Yeah, all of a sudden we're business is booming potentially. Which is good for women's basketball. Yep. All of this is good. This is just projections, obviously, for massive success. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Bisu, is the pay similar for Unrivaled versus what you would have been making overseas? And you just said you played in China and Russia. Are you worried that they're going to be super pissed because they're not very understanding sometimes?
Yeah, we don't want that.
A lot of times.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
mostly.
I think the pay is going to be it's the highest average salary in women's sports in history. So
how many years? How many years do we have money right now for the funding for it to be the highest average salary for women's sports?
So we have funding. We have funding for the next 3.
Let's go. Okay. Hey, let's go.
And as far as playing overseas, I love my time in China and Russia. And I don't know if you guys know, the WNBA has prioritization now. So basically, if you're late because you play overseas, you'll be suspended the entire season. Ooh. So that's why overseas isn't happening as much because the league is no.
We're not doing this anymore. I think I saw a documentary on Diana Taurasi. She wasn't able to play maybe in the W because she was playing somewhere else and was making so much money.
Russia just paid her $1.2 million to not play, and she just didn't.
Can't vape though.
No.
Don't even. You pay a lot of money. Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
Hey, we all learned a vital lesson there.
Yeah.
We all learned a vital lesson
We
there.
did.
Serious. That was serious.
Good lesson.
That was serious. $1.2 million not to play. Okay, that all makes sense. Let's get back to the W conversation here. Connor's got a question for you.
Yeah, Beastie, you can probably speak on this because you were also like heralded as the next one, and we're the number one overall pick. But
And lived up to it, by the way.
yeah,
Hey, we didn't get to say it at the time, but congratulations.
Long overdue.
Yeah,
Sorry
absolutely.
about that. A little
Congratulations.
pass.
Yeah.
But with teams now, when we go to fever games, a lot of the times it feels like the other team's mindset is like, hey, we're not going to be the team to let Caitlin Clark go absolutely bananas. And, is that a conversation for teams? Like when you guys played the fever, was it something that it's like, hey, let's show Caitlin Clark like the W's a little different than what it is in Iowa? Or is that just more so a tip of the cap respect to Caitlin, face guarding her and all that stuff? And did you get that type of treatment too?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I was a rookie, there was like every night was going to be a welcome to the league moment. And especially in my position, you're going up against like Maya and Candace and Elena Deladon and Tina, and they're all going to give you their best night. And for Caitlin, I think that, obviously for guards that are guarding her, they want to make it really difficult. And then following the scout, knowing that she's a focal point of their offense, we have to do whatever we can to not let her get comfortable.
Okay, so the conversation around Caitlin, obviously, here we go. Let's do it. You guys hate her? That's what I heard. I heard you hate her.
That's the word on the street.
I heard everybody hates her.
Oh my God. No way.
That's what people That's how it feels. That's how it feels in Indiana.
No.
No, I mean, I think I'm happy for her to be in this league, obviously. I'm happy that she's brought a whole bunch of new eyes along with Angel Reese and continuing to bring those fans. I mean, to be at the Fever game and for the game to be sold out like that, I'm not sure if every single one after has been sold out, but I know it's been close. And she's gonna turn into a really, really great pro. But also people need to give her a little bit of time to be up and down and kind of figure it out, and also realize like there's an adjustment when you go from college to pro in any level. But as you could see, her last game, she had like 30 points and she's starting to get more comfortable.
Yeah. I don't know if you were running around on any courts that the Iowa Hawkeyes women's team was playing against.
I don't think so.
I wonder if Caitlin at one point was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What you were doing, you step back. I mean, we're talking just like balling. The conversation actually that we had just as absolute dipshits in this entire thing. We're like, that's the one that could go play in the Big Three, it seems like.
Yes.
And then now all of a sudden you're announcing a 3-on-3 league. It's like, oh, maybe we are. Hey, wait a second. Maybe we're not. Are you guys going to have 4-point shots? Are we going to do any of that type of stuff? Or is it just going to be we're playing basketball 3-on-3 against each other?
I don't know about the 4-point shot. I think right now we're just playing basketball faster pace. But I'll send him a message and say that maybe we should add that.
Oh, maybe 6-point. You know what I mean?
From like
the other foul line.
Yeah. Like moonball.
And listen, if you want us to come up with ideas for the league, we got thousands of them.
We got it.
Yeah, we can certainly. I mean, I'm sure people will love them.
Slide in a trampoline for a possession.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
We also obviously need spotlight because people say they can shoot the lights out of the gym.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody hits 4 in a row, turn the lights off the entire gym. All of a sudden, she's heating up. You got a whole. Let's do this. If we're going to compete with a W, let's go ahead and knock them off. You know what I mean? Beastu.
Yeah.
I love. How long has this been in process? I think you already told us, but this league, and I assume this has been something that's been chatted about by women's basketball players for a long time. Like, hey, we need to figure out how to do something as opposed to going overseas. How long has this been kind of talked about? How long have you been a part of it? And why is now the time?
So we've been in works for 2 years, and it seems like it's been a long time and a really short time. But now just the fact that we're able to be here, we're able to announce our launch, and like you said, being able to be home, because not only being overseas to make money, but you're overseas means you miss holidays and you miss like moments with family. And now we'll be able to really just like have a deeper dive into the United States and the sports and the moment we have here.
USA. Not just USA, they're down in Miami.
Yeah, that's a nice place to be in the USA.
It's not a bad idea. There's no state income tax either.
None.
You guys can come to the Olympics too if you want. I mean, come on, USA, let's do it.
The Olympic, France.
Oh. Paris smells like shit. They say.
I've heard it smell. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we'll be cheering you all. Hey, wait till you hear how obnoxious we are about you guys.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. We are going to be insufferable through the Olympics. Just the absolute. We actually do have an international audience, and there's a lot of new people potentially on ESPN Plus and YouTube that haven't really experienced us during the Olympics. Oh, just wait. You guys can do no wrong over there. Just know that. We will be very, very loud. Last question here comes from Ty.
Yeah, B. Stu, just curious. There's been kind of the narrative going around with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and some of these other girls that have been drafted that, hey, this is the best the talent's ever been in the WNBA. But you also just mentioned some of those players that you were going against, like when you first came into the league. Do you think that's largely bullshit and that the talent's always been there? It's just now people are kind of paying more attention. And then also on the Olympics, has the Olympic Committee said, like, hey, USA, you guys have to play on your knees for every game so you don't win by 150 points, or how does that work?
That's a good question. That's journalism. What if it did?
We'd still win by 25 to 30 probably every game.
What if she broke the news right now that, the Olympics have told us that we have to play with one leg tied behind her head? That would be breaking news. Is that real?
Not sure. To answer the first question, I think that it's a really interesting time. Obviously, more eyes, more people are talking about women's sports. This draft class has been incredible, but you can't forget the ones that kind of founded and started this league and got us to this point. With that being said, like, the game is evolving. As you see, the NBA, the W is also evolving with, ISOs and one-on-one. So I don't know. The ones that I went up against when I first came into the league, like, tough, like physical, couldn't let you do anything. And I'm sure the rookies are feeling the same for going against us now.
When the GOAT conversation happens, who's in it? Obviously, you try to educate us, please. We missed a lot. You've already, who are we talking about up there?
How many do I get?
5.
Okay. Diana.
Okay.
Candace. Cheryl Swoops. Me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
LSU coach.
Maybe Lisa.
Point guard.
It's not Mulkey.
Lisa.
Yeah, you could go Lisa Leslie.
Okay.
No Rebecca Lobo?
Okay, hold on. Hey, what a crew.
Honestly, it's tough. Give me more.
Okay, 7. And we'll give you 7 or 8, whatever you need. I want to let you know. I appreciate that you put yourself in there because that was going to be our entire reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just you being so. But you need to know that. Like, my first time really watching the sport, it was you. There's a different.
Oh yeah.
You're a fucking beast, dude. You're a fucking beast out there. Sabrina, obviously, massive help in that. I would assume. Obviously, you win a couple titles with Seattle. You come to the Liberty. Sabrina, coming out of college, I remember her story being told well. You and her are seemingly a great duo. You feel like a perfect match with her.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that, just her court vision, the way that she can kind of really stretch the floor, and she's always looking for me in whatever position possible. So we have a lot of fun together. I mean, that pass was just incredible, and I was really
There's me, tank top, right there, literally. Go back just a little bit. Go back just a little bit. That's literally me right there.
There you are.
Gumpy's to my left. The governor is 3 Dahn. He's wearing Chucks, the governor. Super relatable.
Nice.
Good conversation. But I'm literally, and my wife is right to my right there. And it's like, I'm staring at the exact, like Sabrina was passing it to me as she was passing it to you. And I was just like, we have no fucking. Yeah, I would love to catch it. But like, that is coming directly at my face. And as soon as I'm watching, I'm like, we got no fucking chance against this team. Like, we got literally no chance against this squad. Are we winning it this year, the Liberty? Is this we have everything we're supposed to? Is that where you feel? And how should I be judging like the Liberty versus the rest of the WNBA if I haven't been able to see them live yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we made it to the finals last year, so we lost, and really trying to motivate ourselves for this year. We have our entire starting group back and building that chemistry and knowing that this is a crazy season because it's like 40 games in 90 days with the Olympic break. But to judge us is to see how we continue to build up until mid-July, and then really, it's like when we haven't practiced for 3 weeks, how do we pick back up?
After the Olympics?
Yeah.
Oh, so the Olympics like All-Star break almost. Like that's going to be afterwards is when it all kind of kicks off. That's when everything's going to kind of okay.
It's like a 3-4 week break. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
wow. That is very wild. And obviously a lot of people will watch. You'll be friend. Let's not. Hey, I know the Aces. And Kelsey, she has a cigar line, and we have a bunch of cigars.
Fire.
Asia, and we know that team. Let's not be getting too tight, because I put out a tweet about your team. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the tweet I put out?
I did, actually. I did.
I got it. Did you stick up? You didn't. I didn't hear you. I missed a lot of birthdays and congratulations in your life. I got fucking murdered for that tweet. Absolutely crucified by everybody in Las Vegas. Like, did any team ever beat Yeah, we did. So this tweet would be a massive, obviously we want the Fever to win, although they've only won 1 out of the 9. That's good.
Their time's coming.
I think they're behind. After the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
After the Olympics, they're going to be fresh, ready to go, that entire thing. But if you guys were to go on and win it, boy.
Oh, man.
The victory dance that I would have, the entire thing would be fantastic. So let's go and do that, okay? B. Stu, we appreciate the hell out of you.
Okay, I'll make sure you get some Liberty gear when we come back. So be at the game in a few weeks.
I actually... Because I studied the schedule for the Fever so much, I believe it is July 6th. It's a Saturday. Okay. It's a 1 p.m. game. So we'll get a little brunch, and then we will go right to the Liberty Fever. What's your problem?
What's that?
Why is your face?
Well, the first 2 weeks of July.
No.
Unfortunately, I know I will not be able to go to that game.
Oh, boy.
Fortunately. But I already have an Ionescu jersey, so I don't need I don't need any more. I don't need any more gear.
Yeah, we'll see you there. We'll see. Well, the show will be represented at that game.
We'll make sure you have your gear.
I got to come to a game in New York. Where do you guys play? Madison?
Barclays, come on.
Okay. It's rusted. You saw that. What's the deal? Wasn't it not rusted for a while? Why is that thing rusted now?
I only deal with the inside, not the outside. I have no idea.
You had to have seen it. It's turned brown.
It's disgusting. Allegedly, they said that it was supposed to be like
it was like art. Like it was a living thing.
Need to go power wash that thing.
Somebody does need to spray that thing down.
Yeah, and then paint it or something.
The roof?
Huh?
Are you talking about the roof?
No, the side of it.
Like right on the front when you walk out of the train.
These two does it.
I'm gonna check. I have no idea.
Do you do social media?
Yeah.
Okay, will you please send us a photo of the rusted ass building next time you see it? Thank you. That's journalism. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck with Unrivaled. We will follow. We will see you at some point during this season play another game. We will be live. We can't wait to get there. With the show you put on opening night, not great for the Fever, but great for the sport. I assume that happens every. You're the best. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Breanna Stewart.
Yeah,
it's Breanna.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Breanna.
Really? I say Breanna.
Well, we did research this morning on a video where she said, yeah, it's Breanna, not Breanna. That's journalism.
Yeah, Breanna is sometimes spelled with an I.
With an O. Is that what you're saying?
No, like she's B-R-E. Sometimes it's B-R-I.
Really? With an A?
I don't know about
I think B-R-I-O I've seen.
The only Breannas I've seen are B-R-I-A-N-A.
I've seen Y.
Never seen that.
I've seen every way that you guys are talking about.
I've seen Breanna, B-R-I-O-N-N-A.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, good name.
Do you say Rihanna or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
Well, it depends. Are you listening to the song Rihanna?
I mean, I listen to all of her songs. She has a lot of great songs. She's got a ton of hits.
She did, and she just disappeared. I'm going to go run a business and become a billionaire.
Yep. Yeah. And she did.
And she did.
Now she's got 4 kids.
Just living.
Yeah.
Having kids.
What'd you say, well?
No, she's having kids. That's what I want her to come out with more songs. Like I need a new album.
Oh man!
I assume at some point there's a banger, like a full album coming, and it'll be awesome. Yeah, it'll be fantastic.
I believe we have a new Eminem banger tomorrow or tonight at midnight.
Oh,
Marshall Mathers.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How many is Dan Campbell going to soundbite in that?
Oh, he better have
the promo video. If I'm remembering this right, wasn't David Blaine in the promo video? Is it not David Blaine?
The only promo video I saw was from the Marshall Mathers account, and it's like that text message that you got to like swipe your finger, like the invisible text. You got to swipe your finger to reveal it, and that's the only one I saw.
He has to release new music because he couldn't afford season tickets for Lions games.
Okay, that's not true.
Come on.
Yeah, over double.
Eminem's a billionaire. He could definitely afford those new, incredibly hiked prices.
Yeah. Same what the internet said.
$200.
Please do not try this at home or anywhere else. Let's put sound on this thing. May 28th.
Is that David Blaine?
I think so.
Yeah.
How far can we go with this magic? Like, can we do like a stunt or something?
I love that.
You mean something like this?
That's what to do.
Excuse me, I just need this.
Feels organic.
He's gonna let the train hit him.
I just drank some wine from somebody.
He's gonna eat it. There you go. Eat the glass.
Man. Oh,
Yeah.
why?
That's not magic.
I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind eating with some glass.
Seen some old linemen do that.
The audio's not working.
They're magicians too?
I guess.
So Houdini.
Oh, I get it.
Okay, I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, pumped.
Houdini.
Hopefully it's
Is it an album? Is it an album or song or what?
Tone seems already
He's
had
got
an ear on it.
early leak. Yeah.
you know what it is already?
Hey, thanks for coming back, Eminem. We can't wait.
Let's go, man.
I would suggest tires, by the way. I would guess who's back and for my last trick.
Boom, that's what the text
It's an
was.
album or one song?
For my last trick. I believe this is an album.
There's a couple devils on his shoulder, a magician who's got a Jason mask on.
Whoa.
And an ace of spades.
The
ace of spades.
fat E on it.
It's pretty sweet.
So sick. Look at him. Look at the mic he's making.
He needs to have gold mic though in front of him, because he seemingly every time he gets on there is at least a lot of people made fun of his last album. He what 4,000 songs or whatever. I mean, whoever knows. And there's like 3 bangers off of it. If anybody else had an album that had 3 bangers off it, they'd be like, "That's a smash."
Yeah.
Instead, it was like, Eminem ain't got it anymore. It's like, wait till you hear what that fucking brain has to say. To it. I cannot wait to see the words that get put together. Now, who's going to be the target? There's going to be somebody's about to get murdered. Yeah, it might be us.
I thought you meant like target audience.
No.
I expect.
I'm talking about like somebody's going to.
Remember, he and Machine Gun Kelly were going back and forth. Is that died down?
That vampire
Back and
looking
forth,
thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was one way.
MGK went to a different genre of music. I've been MGK supporter though from the beginning. MGK saw him a world star hip hop doing a freestyle and sitting shotgun in a car.
I saw him hovering around Vegas at Slap Fight.
He was there. He was at Slapfest.
I didn't see him at Slapfest.
He didn't walk. He just hovered around.
He's tall.
Yeah,
Very
he's
tall.
like 6'9".
Big.
I saw him throwing T-shirts to the crowd at the Cavs game.
Think about those tats with how tall he is. That's so much ink.
Is he is that legit? He has blacked out arms and body now?
I think so. Yeah.
Quite a decision.
I think so. Wow. I think it's torso. Got
Dude's tough as nails. Can you imagine sitting through that?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Which is why there's going to come a time where I'm going to show up back at this particular program and I'm going to have full sleeve.
Oh.
People are like, how'd you do that? I'm like, they just gave me the drugs.
Yeah, I just woke up.
Gave me the Michael Jackson.
Are you supposed to be under for that?
Whoa.
Propofol. Same thing. You just got to use it with a registered doctor, not in your own living room.
Well, I think a registered doctor was in his living room, wasn't it? Wasn't that how that
Exactly. Yeah, but
Michael?
I don't know if he had everything up to date like Terrence Howard. I don't know if he had everything.
I dropped the
I's dotted,
hemoglobin
T's
earlier.
crossed.
I dropped the hemoglobin earlier.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Terrence Howard's making me smarter. He's saying words that I probably heard before in some science class. Had no idea. So what's the hemoglobin? This guy.
He said I can rebuild Saturn without gravity. I believe.
It's a hell of a claim.
And I'm still trying to nail down and know exactly what he's saying there, but I believe him.
I have yet to hear anybody come out and just dispute everything he said. So until we get to that point, I'm just going to roll with the clips I'm seeing. The hemoglobin is in trouble. Okay, I don't even know, let alone that fucking periodic table.
Oh my God.
Cranes are on their last leg too.
Yeah, crane operators, you're getting replaced.
See ya.
Drones.
Video game players that can operate drones, 8 of them combined.
Yep.
To no propulsion, just.
For those things, those don't have people controlling them. They work off of a system on their own.
No, you gotta have controllers.
No, they do not.
Autonomous?
Yeah, that's like type in, hey, what do you want to do? Boop, 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 and then they work as a unit.
They do that now with those drone shows, right? They program like 1,000 of them to do crazy stuff.
Oh, we need to keep humans.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Agreed.
I saw.
That's what's
I got
scary.
an Uber. 2 weeks ago. Tesla.
Yeah.
Guy wasn't driving.
Don't like that. I almost died one time with some guy doing that.
Bro, we got real herky jerky.
Have you seen the new self-driving ones that just came out? I mean, they're getting there.
Full auto?
Is
it full auto yet?
There's a line to take a left. No driver.
Saw that.
Skips the entire line.
Yeah.
So it's getting a little
slides
sass.
in. So it knows how to drive like a like a human like an asshole.
I'm in, boys. I'm in on the automatic cars.
That's because
Full.
you suck at driving.
No.
Have you been in one that's
That is
I
100%
personally,
why. That
knock
is.
on wood, have never been in an accident, but we have someone in this office that crashes their car every other week. So I'm cool with
True.
not letting a lot of those people drive ever again.
You're right. And the quality of driver has certainly gone down over the years. And I concur with what you're saying there. But Foxy, I appreciate the fact that you've never been in an accident, but that's a bigger. Eminem should have called you to do a magic trick somehow. That is a fact, because the way you drive, buddy, I don't know how you've stayed.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm not going to disagree with that at all. I just think about
Guy's
old
blind.
people. Yeah, old people.
What do you mean? Is he
that are like
obsessive or what?
85 years old and they're more blind than me and they're driving.
No, similar blindness, I think, out of you and an 85-year-old. Foxy's blind. Like, can't see. Yeah. Had to drive because I was a little boozed up in another city we were in.
Yeah.
And I didn't think we were going to make it home, let alone to the airport that we had to get to.
Yeah, it was dark and rainy, so that's tough. That's a tough situation.
We're turning into turning lanes where cars
You're
come.
like 25 years old, Foxy.
Yeah,
He's got to get
bad
the
eyes.
LASIK. And he just stares at computers all day.
Yeah,
We're
does
part of the
help.
problem.
Yeah.
Foxy, we're going to be part of the solution. You see LASIK was offering up free LASIK to all officials?
Yeah, I need that. My eyes are legitimately tired at the end of days because of my contacts, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do the LASIK.
Yeah.
Blue light.
Yeah.
Down the road.
I can't put you out, though.
You've never been in a car that's driven automatic, then have you?
No, I have not.
It's not smooth.
No, it's not scary.
They're not there yet. They're not ready.
They're not there yet.
But that was weird. I feel like Uber should have told me I was getting in a car that was being driven by a car.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
The guy was a good guy, good conversation, but shit, he had not distracted at all. I mean, a very easy conversation for that guy. He didn't think about anything except for I'm collecting money right now. I mean, it was a good gig. Guy's a vet, so I appreciate his service.
Was he watching the road?
There was times, I think.
You got to touch the wheel every once in a while, don't you? Got to at least show that you're holding it.
I think he did a couple times, though. It was a good
It'll buzz and stuff.
But it wasn't until I was like, oh, this fucker's driving itself right now. I was like, I'm in the future. That was my first time ever in one of those cars. Ever.
It's crazy.
It is. I'll never forget it. In the future, this is just going to be normal.
And they'd probably be a little different setup on the inside.
What do you mean? It'd be no human to see.
You don't really need a front
It'd be
wheel.
a one-seater.
Yeah, you don't need
Big couch.
Yeah, just like a big, kind of like a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, but they'll make it real small so a bunch of them can be out there.
Yeah.
Or then you can make XLs. And then you can have.
Think about those little smart cars. Just smart cars, but robot cars. Never hit into each other, but just like the movies.
Yeah.
And they'll be just fucking.
If they're electric, this ain't never gonna happen because the grid can't handle it. Okay.
You mean the charging? You can't?
You're right,
I'm
Tone.
just telling you, the grid can't handle it.
This one's for Beasto and for the future. If it goes in, we're all right.
All right. Huh?
If it doesn't, guess what?
We're fucked.
I don't like
Lot on
that.
this one.
No.
A lot on this shot.
Should we
Lot
not
of
put
pressure.
Beasto's new league
Yeah,
in with this?
separate that.
Yeah.
Oh, you separate?
Yeah, throw it in. I think you should throw it in. You're going to make it. I throw it in.
I mean, I have to for the good of
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
For a lot.
Humanity.
Oh, no.
You got robbed. Unlucky.
No, I didn't. That was the universe, buddy.
Bonus ball. Oh, no.
What is the universe anyway?
Don't even do it. You heard me yesterday. You heard me yesterday. You know.
Sometimes I wonder as well. Like, what is this?
You
What are
heard
we
me
doing?
yesterday, so you know that there's been full thought about it. That's what you know.
Don't think about it.
You ever think who's controlling you?
But
who's got the joystick on you?
That could be in any religion. That would be who God would be, right? All of them.
Oh, you got free will.
Yeah, and is that when, then there's a whole nother answer for why that's the case. I've been in here now. It's been wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wild.
Don't think about it.
You're not getting to the bottom of any of it. Don't worry. You're not getting to the bottom of anything. You just got to block it out.
That's the difference between, I think, me and maybe people that get really into it.
Terrence Howard.
It's like, Terrence Howard can actually affect change, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of the humans doing these incredibly deep thinking, it's like, I hope you change the world, but I fear not a chance.
You're just spinning your wheels.
I feel it, and people get in there. And I feel like everybody thinks they're going to save the world, And that's a tough thing to get people off of trying to save the world in their entire thing. But I don't want to be, I'm normally the optimistic guy. I don't want to be gloom and doom. He's probably not, for all sides of anything. But it's hard not to every once in a while just look up and go, how'd this fucking work?
What is gravity? What is gravity? What is Terrence Howard talking about?
Why do we have it?
Is that real?
And was Pangea? And
a whole nother can
then you get into a full.
Bitch don't know shit about Pangea.
Can't happen. Need to know Pangea. But then if something changes on Earth, well, we're doing it. Are we? Or is the Earth, And then that's a lot. We're not doing it today, though. We're going to keep it moving.
Hell yeah. I mean, you keep thinking about it. Some people may stay up for 4 straight days thinking about it. So it's a dangerous hole to fall down.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I got a kid and wife.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I got soccer tournament next week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got soccer tournament next week. Hey, Jay, I'm worried about all the muscles, dude. All of them.
Honestly, I think don't worry. You should not be worried. If you were playing 3-on-3 full court basketball, then I'd be worried. But you're playing soccer. You can pace yourself.
60 feet court. So here's yesterday. I'm moving better. And I've been talking to William Regal.
Nice.
About breathing. Mm-hmm. And I think he's got to figure it out. He's like the Terrence Howard, potentially, of not getting gassed, I think. Started wrestling when he was like 12 years old. I forget the number. It was something ridiculous. And then him and Michael Hayes were talking about a match they had in London back in 19-something. I'm like, holy fuck. But anyways, I told William Regal, I said, yeah, I'm going to die at a soccer tournament in about 2 weeks. And he said, why are you going to die? I was like, buddy, these lungs, we ain't got them anymore. We don't really stress them a lot because we hate the feeling of how it feels whenever they're being stressed. You see, the burning, the whole, I'm going to die. Like, I'm just at a point in my life where I can't push myself anymore when it comes to cardio. He says, don't fret, pretty much. And he starts teaching me this breathing technique, and he starts sending me videos and some things. I'm like, all right, so I'm fucking good.
Here we go.
So we figured out the lungs. We figured out the breathing. Can the legs stay alive? I don't know. But we go back to the question. I'm asking whoever, and it could be whichever. Just no surgery.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the prayers that we're sending up to whom.
No big surgeries. Yeah, maybe no big surgeries.
I think you probably don't want surgery.
I don't want surgery at all. We're getting into
There's different levels, though. Different levels.
Sure, but still.
Don't want to go under the knife.
Don't at all.
All you're doing is go down there, collect your championship trophy, the $1 million for the squad, and just keep it moving.
Just think about me not being able to move. Okay? Not
That'd be
only
tough for you.
What's that?
That'd be kind of tough for you, I think.
Bingo. And my wife kicks so much ass with our baby girl. Imagine me at home, not able to move, and just watching.
It's another baby. She's got 2 babies.
Oh, my God. We don't need that in my life. We don't need her dealing with me in my life right now. So that's all we're praying for next week at Cary. But also maybe one goal, and then let's go ahead and see that bench for the rest of the boys to do their thing.
Oh, yeah.
It is. That's. I can't wait to do one of these.
Score early. Yeah, score early. Get on the board early, and then tap your head. Get me out of here, guys.
Good game. It was a good game.
Go. We still Goof, come on now.
It's first half. No, good game.
My game's over.
Hey, is there going to be extra time? Will there be the extra time that people have no idea how much time we're playing?
So there is no ending time. There's target, goal, score, zone, or time, or whatever it is.
That's right.
Remember that? So the game could end very quick, or the game could take, I guess, forever. Is that Gump? Is that the
coach?
Has to end on a game-winning goal?
Don't they start taking guys off? I thought they should. Goes past a certain time.
5 minutes or 10 minutes until they start taking 10 minutes, and then they start taking one person off per team. But what if it just ends up with no people?
Oh, look at
goalie
our
versus
squad.
goalie.
We'll just snipe, brother. You see that header?
I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about being cagey when we got Ed fucking Speed on the team.
That's a good point.
Right. He got a lot of
raw speed.
Who's the goalie?
There's a couple of them on that team. You gotta, if you're able to guess them, you go ahead and get a.
Yeah, we'll leave that. Hey, that's a good tease. That's a surprise.
We don't want the other teams knowing who the goalie is.
True.
We got guys. Tony Meola's coach. He's used to be a goalie.
Yeah.
You think I'm worried about the goalies? No, Tony Meola's our coach.
And Jeff Cameron's standing in front of him.
Yeah. And does anybody know if Tony Meola's going? Do we know if Tony Meola's going to be in Cary? Has anybody talked to Tony Meola?
Meola's not there. He is fucking dead.
He's fired. Coach Gumpy's got to hold the whistle.
Oh, coach.
I got my clipboard ready, brother.
He's got they got him a kit. He's got a full kit.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Coach Gumpy.
Gonna have to throw the Sambas on.
He's not wearing a suit?
Are you wearing cleats or no cleats?
I think we'll go Sambas.
With a
I
suit?
feel like you got to go cleats.
Cleats?
You should wear cleats. Come on, what about warm-ups?
The
You gotta get the boys
Sambas
warmed
look
up,
like
dude.
cleats.
No, I understand that, but like
Full
traction.
we all know the coaches that wear cleats. Like that's a hilarious thing to be.
You're the Harbaugh of the TST, Gump.
And there's soccer coaches that wear cleats. There is some soccer coaches.
Is there really?
Oh yeah.
At
Or really
at
nice
games?
Italian leather shoes.
Well, not like in the chip, but like growing up, there was like coaches that would wear cleats.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like that is a certain mentality over there. Okay.
Always
We're warming up with the team. Yeah, we're Vrabel. We're on the.
There you go.
I'm excited for that, Gumps. Let's make sure we get the substitutions right, Gump.
I'll be ready.
Go barefoot, Gump. I see lacrosse coaches going barefoot a lot.
That's not what soccer's about, AJ.
What do you mean you could feel the grass? You're grounding. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, you wear Sambas or you wear Copas, okay? That's what soccer's
Okay,
about.
fine. If you want to be like everybody else, Goop.
Yeah, I do. I want to be a coach.
You don't want to be. You don't want to be Burnley right now looking for a coach.
Yeah, they are fucked.
I told JJ last night that Coach Gumpy's available for interview, even though he is currently under contract with Cona SC. He refused to take that seriously. I'm gonna call. Let's do a follow up. Let's see if we can get an answer. He released a full video about how the search process is going to be good.
That was sweet.
I'm a transparent owner. I haven't taken his hat off in 2 years. That ain't gonna help. Hey, we're live. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
He's in a red light. He's in a red light sauna right now.
Dude, AQ?
At AQ's house?
Watch AQ's toilet while you're there.
All right, they're wondering if you're at AQ's house in the red light sauna.
Oh no, they're not friends.
I don't know. Yeah.
No.
That's a good point.
No, I'm at my own house, just a little red light therapy, just getting myself ready. I saw your roster release. Don't know anybody on it. So
Whoa!
Ed Speed.
You have no idea what's going on.
Who Eddie fucking Speed
Jeff
is?
Cameron,
JJ,
JJ,
you
Stoke City legend.
You don't know if Jeff Cameron is. That means you don't know footy, pal. Okay, but nonetheless, let's not worry about my team that is ready. Okay? No, let's not worry. Let's talk about Burnley FC. Okay, Coach Gumpy, I will lend Coach Gumpy from Concave SC to Burnley on a trial. Okay, obviously we can handle the business here if that's what you're looking for. And we are wondering why Gumpy hasn't gotten an interview yet.
I mean, next week is his interview. Next week is a live interview process, basically. I mean, why would I call him in for an interview when I could just watch him in person?
So when we beat the shit out of your team,
I'm looking
then I
forward
become
to
the
it. I mean,
coach.
what kind of coach has he been so far in training camp? Is he a player pleaser? Is he a player's coach, or is he an over the top totalitarian?
No, he's in the middle of both of them.
Gassing up the boys.
He's a player, Gaffer.
Bill Jackson.
Yeah, he's a strategist for sure. You know, he's a motivator.
Better than Vincent Company, I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so you can't hear what he just said. He's murdered Vincent Company, you know, and I think that's rude of him to do that. But I do believe that there's a chance that if Gumpy's able to win with a roster full of people you never heard of, that warrants at least a look to be the coach of Burnley.
At least.
You know, don't we think we can make that deal right now?
I can't hear Gumpy speak. So if there was something that I should be defending or need to be defending, I can't because I didn't hear him speak. He hides behind that glass 16 rows deep back there.
That's not a way to talk to your future coach.
Yeah, good Lord.
I can't hear any of you guys. I mean, I don't know if it's the light. I don't know if it's the FaceTime, but I can't hear anybody. I do miss.
You don't have ears in, you fucking asshole.
I really can't wait to see you in person next week.
Hey, we miss you too. We'll see you down there. Good luck with the coaching search, pal. It sounds like this is like the time as an owner of a soccer team, so we're pulling for you.
I'm releasing my TST jerseys and kit tomorrow. Just so you know, we will dude wipe the floor with your kits.
See you in Cary, dude. See you. He got to go pop out.
Yes, he did.
How good did he feel about that?
Oh, my God. Home run.
Thought about that
He
yesterday.
knew I said something about Company. He knew.
Well, I told him. He kind of buried Company here.
Yeah.
Just want to.
Had to be done. I mean,
It is quite an interesting spot for him to be in because he could not hear anybody but me.
Yep.
You know, because this is where the sound is. Kind of interesting, isn't it? That this is just like you just hear us screaming. Imagine like mail person coming in, FedEx person coming in, and just like out that front dropping something off, and we're just screaming in an entire situation. It has to be
They
fast.
see you high horsing. They see you on top of the chair, high horsing somebody.
We need
What's
to get
happening there?
We need to do the audience thing before the end of summer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We need to do the audience
With
thing.
real people?
Now we have the truck, though.
Yeah, we can get 2 people. We'll see. We'll see how the Zito production does next week in Cary.
Hell yeah.
Pulling for you, Zito, baby. Don't be shaking your head. What are you talking about? A lot of hard work between you and Tim.
We'll see.
We just got the truck. It literally just came back from getting wrapped.
It looks awesome.
Sick.
It looks awesome. I mean, we're in the middle of building a full-on production truck, which is hilarious to think about. But we should have been doing this a long time ago.
Probably.
So we take the show on the road whenever we need to, wherever we need to. We need people in here, though. We've been saying that since the beginning of this place. We do. We have enough chairs for it. We have enough capacity allowed for it. And I think it would be a good place to host something because obviously they used to speak the good word of the Lord in here.
That's right.
And people could hear everything. I think we need to do it. Con man, why don't you figure out the day we're going to do that because you're so jacked up.
Perfect. I got it right now.
When is it?
What's today? May 30th. So let's say May 30th, 2044.
I like it.
Okay.
How about when he said the Phoenix Suns have the 2031 first-round pick they can trade?
And that's how you know the Suns are fucked, because that is what they're fucking throwing out there.
That's what Sham said. Sham said they got a 1 this year, number 22, and then they got a first round in 2031 that they can trade.
I'll trade that away for sure because I'm not going to be there if I'm in the organization now. You got it. Take it.
Ishmael's like, yeah, you think I'm going to continue to own this thing if we keep...
Not a chance.
How about 2045? You want that one?
Bingo.
Take them all.
It's going to be a good year.
God damn it. We're going to have to give up our 2051.
Okay.
So
Start the countdown.
All right.
Start it.
7,305 days from now.
I'll add it to my bio.
That'll be in
next to the football. Next to countdown of the football.
What are we at, 97?
98? Yeah, 98, because yesterday was 99.
98 days till football. 7,000, what was it?
7,305.
It's going to be a good day.
It will be a good day.
Right here.
Yeah.
What's that?
It says almost too soon.
That goes.
We need time to get ready.
No, that was it. That was it.
It was.
Come on, baby. Can't do it. I'm not Beast Stew. All right, we're out of here. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Had no clue that we were going to be on ESPN2, but I enjoy it on the Deuce.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, the Deuce used to be a real deal.
Oh, yeah.
Deuce is the bee's knees.
Still is.
Deuce, yeah, it is. I love the Deuce out there.
What's on the Uno?
So, something that we need to actually, we will be showing highlights of over the next few days. The Women's College World Series softball. Fucking electric.
We got a tight one.
WCWS, yeah.
Yeah, it should be fantastic. We'll be showing all the highlights of that tomorrow. Then we'll also be launching into the greatest weekend of all time. Why? Because it's the next weekend that we all have. Thank you, AJ. Great work today. Boys, fantastic work. To all the journalists that stopped by for the first time ever in this show's history, thank you for making us smarter and more enlightened. You're the greatest people on earth. Good luck to B Stews, Unrivaled League. That seems like that's going to maybe have a rival, and that's going to be the WNBA.
Hell yeah.
They are pulling hard for that league not to do well.
Correct.
The W. But they're supporting each other. It's good for basketball. But if that league starts doing real good,
it won't be sporting up for long.
A couple countries are upset as well.
Oh, yeah. China and Russia?
Yeah. We don't have to worry about the red wave. They can be upset.
Well said, brother.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. They aren't our friends. That's what I've been told.
They aren't.
Oh, they aren't.
Yeah.
It might change their life. Which leads Grayson Murray from the PGA, taking his own life middle of round, pretty much, like middle of tournament, withdrawing himself and then taking his life the next day after speaking out about mental health in the past. And then obviously everybody worried that he potentially took his own life, and then it was confirmed that he did as such. It's like just another nice perspective putter in our world that, yeah, you can actually just say something nice to somebody and then just keep it moving. Like, it could literally change the perspective of not only the moment or the day, but like their entire fucking life. Sometimes all people need is just one little thing just to hang their hat on to go on the next day. I'm not saying that necessarily happened with him. He could have been, whatever he was fighting against is incredibly sad. But like amongst your friends, like, A, we don't know what's coming tomorrow. B, you can change the way people feel. And C, why not fucking be nice to people a little bit more? You know, the world sucks and it's hard enough to begin with. So just saying, hey, AJ, I love your massive fucking head, dude. It is a weapon. You know what I mean? AJ gets a little chuckle, turns around, walks away. That's a great positive interaction. It might change everything. You never know. Ty, you look good, bub.
Hey, thanks, man. So do you.
You look great.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Connor, new hat, perfect timing. They're already out of the playoffs.
Great hat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hang on to hockey a little bit. And
Cool
Tone,
shoes.
you look more fit than ever.
Thank you. I like your watch.
Thank you. See?
Nice shoes.
Let's do that. You can
that's
always
mine.
do that. It's not a waste of energy. It's not a waste of time. It's a potential change of a life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.